And welcome to the Eagles Nest here for this home game versus the Anacoco Indians. The Indians come in at 3-4 and ranked number 16 in the PR. And your Eagles come in at 5-7, ranked number 13, have moved up in the rankings there. We're going to go ahead and go with the start lineup for the Eagles here. Leadoff batter, number 28, Cooper Scott. Scott, your leadoff batter. Bat number 2. In your second spot, Cohen LaRue. LaRue bat number 2. Batting in the third spot tonight, your DH, Carter Marcantel. Marcantel number 3. Batting cleanup tonight, as always, Drake Aldridge. Number 12, Drake Aldridge, batting cleanup. Have Case Butterfield in your 5th position right now tonight, playing left field, Case Butterfield. And your catcher, the man behind the dish, is Ben Wade, number 4. Wade, batting number 7 tonight. Nate Bilbo, your starting third baseman. Nate Bilbo, starting third baseman, batting 7th. Jaden Williams gets to start tonight in center field. Williams, center field. And your pitcher tonight, on the mound tonight, Gavin Hilton. Hilton, number 21, is batting 9th. And your starting second baseman tonight is Trey Curley. Curley starting second base, and will be DH4 by Marcantel. We're going to take a quick break here before we start the broadcast, and we'll be right back. You're watching 446 Sports.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
And welcome back to the Eagles Nest here at the campus of Holy Savior Menard in Alexandria, Louisiana, where you see our A&A pitch cam. Our A&A sponsored this pitch cam here behind the plate, and you see Coach Jordan and Coach Cox talking about the game here and what's about to happen, and the intricacies of the field and all the rules. We're actually going to be joined here by a young man who was an alum here of 19.
He's not a.
Of 19. Well, we're going to be joined after we plug him in. So, we just had to keep Doug quiet, so we just kept him, kept number 3 unplugged here. But plugging in the headset for Ronnie Rance, LSU legend, Menard legend. And, Ronnie, we have you plugged in. And
all right, there you go. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah,
all
we
right,
can hear you for sure. We're going to turn you down just a little bit.
This is the first time I've been to a Menard High baseball game since I lost. Since can you? I can't hear myself.
Oh, you can't hear yourself? Okay. How about there? Is that better?
There you go.
Right.
First time I've been at this field watching a Menard High baseball game since I left here, probably in tears. I'm proud. I'm okay to admit that now at 51. We lost to Turlings Catholic in the state semifinals in 1990, May of 1990. Turlings Catholic went on to win the state championship. The next game, I'm not proud to say this, but I'm pretty sure I walked 11. I think it was 11. And they're 11 or 12 I walked. Their guy walked 11 or 12. He pitched at McNeese. I went to LSU. They were loaded. Turlings Catholic was loaded. They had like 61 players on our team. And there was a little thing called a pitch count that we did not know about in high school back then, because I'm probably threw 200 pitches in that ball game. No doubt. No doubt.
We're also joined by our founder, Doug Gann, who's first time to the left field perch here.
This is. This is the first time to be up here, and I didn't walk 11 the last time I was here either. I did have.
Listen, nobody's walked 11, I can assure you.
Some of the good grub under there. But, Ronnie, it's great to have you back here without a doubt, and all the contributions that you've made. A lot of work with the Hall of Fame, of course, here in Louisiana. So, again, kudos for all of the work that you do.
Yeah, appreciate it. You know, I took over in fall of 2016 as the CEO, president of the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame Foundation. And, of course, folks that have not been to Natchitoches, Louisiana, need to go to check out the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame. It's open Tuesday through Saturday from 10 to 4:30. Beautiful museum. And, you know, the fun part of my job is I get to talk sports all around the state of Louisiana, fundraise, put on events. We're going to do a golf tournament May 14th here, a celebrity golf tournament May 14th here at Oak Wing on a Tuesday, and then we'll have a big event that night. So I was in town in Alexandria to kind of go over the logistics of that event, and then had a chance to stop by and check out a Menard High baseball game. So pretty exciting today.
Look, one of the most exciting things that I've seen is that bowling event that you guys have.
Yeah, the Hall of Fame Celebrity Bowling event.
You got a pretty good class coming in this year.
Yeah, this year, mark your calendar, Friday, June 21st. And folks can go online right now at lasportshall.com, lasportshall.com. You can check out the website. You can even get tickets, teams, whatever, for the Hall of Fame bowling class. This year's class, our 2024 Hall of Fame class, includes Drew Brees. I think you may have heard of him. Simone Augustus, arguably the greatest female basketball player in the state of Louisiana history. Daniel Cormier, the great MMA UFC fighter. You know, just to name a few. Frank Monaco won 3 state championships in high school football at 3 different schools. I mean, on and on and on. It's a fantastic class.
How do you guys come across with that group that you have on there, too? Because Eli was there a little bit ago. I mean, you've just had such great talent the last few years.
Yeah, we had Eli Manning last year. All right, we got the national anthem coming up here, so.
All right, we're back at Eagles Nest after the national anthem there. Beautiful rendition. So we were talking about the Hall of Fame. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can barely hear you. You can
Okay.
turn me up a little bit. That'd be
All right.
good.
Well-
Thank you. There you go. That's great.
Okay. Yeah, we had the tractor, Coach Scully going by from softball, so a little excitement here. So,
Surprising he's recovered from the Blazing Wings challenge from yesterday.
did you
too.
tell him about that? Did you tell Ronnie about that,
I
Doug?
did. We talked about it. I told him we had
So
a
who
celebrity
won?
event, too. Coach Scully won, the one
Okay.
that we met for softball, because he made it a point to tell them that girls were better than boys in the first place. So we're thinking that there's an opportunity for a celebrity one, too. So if you're back on a Sunday.
Man, that's what were they hot wings?
It was their Blazing Wing
Yeah,
challenge.
I'm out.
And
I'm
but,
out.
Yeah, you need to be. It's they
If
tell
you got a sweet wings challenge, I'm in for that one.
So here's what you have to do prior to participating. You've got to sign a waiver. And so look, anything I've got to sign a waiver to, I'm out. I'm
Yeah.
not doing it.
No, look. I'm not even though I'm a Louisiana guy, I am not into super spicy. Like I like flavorful. I like but I'm just not into. My brother, on the other hand, he can eat anything. He won a boiled shrimp eating contest. He played junior college baseball at Pratt Community College in Kansas. And he went to a seafood restaurant, had this all-you-could-eat shrimp night.
Right.
And so he and a bunch of his teammates went, and he ate like 98 of these decent-sized shrimp. He got iodine poisoning. Like he was sick for 2 days after.
gosh.
But he won. But that's all
There
that
you
mattered. He
go.
won.
That's
He
right.
won. He won. So.
That's exactly right. Well, Nick, take us through a little bit about the starting and what's going on here.
Yeah, Menard, we have Gavin Hilton on the mound tonight. Gavin's throwing really well. He threw 6 innings against Barb and actually only gave up 2 runs. One was unearned, one was earned. And then he pitched last week against Anacoco Central and did really well against Anacoco Central, went 5. Actually only gave up 1 run, and then they kind of faltered at the end there. But we have Caleb Goodwin, and Caleb has a brother on the team, so there's a infield fly there. Nate Bilbo with the play. Great job by Nate there. So we have a 5-3 there. Nate Bilbo to Drake Aldridge, and Nate has done a great job at third base. So
Do we know a height weight on this pitcher? Because the last time there was a 21 on that mound, it was a big guy. But he's not a big guy, but obviously one of their better arms.
I'm going to tell you he's probably 5'6" because he looks me eye to eye, and I'm 5'6". It's like
He's got good mechanics, nice easy motion with the right-handed arm.
we have a home plate umpire again that's going to delay his strike calls, so kind of hard to hear that's a ball, though. We know that for sure. But so Ronnie, you were 21?
No, I was 19.
19,
I was
okay.
19. I just realized that when I said it. I was 19 in high school. I was 21 at LSU.
I got you.
Ended up being 21 at LSU. But my high school coach at Menard when I graduated in 1990 was Bob Ragsdale. Bob Ragsdale was my high school baseball coach.
Hey, tell us the story. Tell the viewers a story. That's strike 2 there from Gavin. Good job about Jim Wells.
So Jim Wells, of course, who's he just got inducted this year into the ABCA it's a national organization, a Hall of Fame. And Jim, who really got Northwestern State's baseball program started right there as he chases strike 3 out of the zone. He went to Northwestern State in 1990 and became the head baseball coach and did a great job, and then left in the mid-'90s to go to do it at Alabama.
Right.
And took them to the national championship game and had them for 10 years one of the better teams in America. And then people who followed after Jim Wells were great coaches. Dave Van Horn and Mike Bianco was at that program, and on and on and on. Mitch Gaspard and others. And Jim came and met me my senior year. We sat on a bench in the bullpen that used to be down the left field line, and he was trying to recruit me to come to Northwestern State. He said, hey, man, you can come be a bricklayer. You can help build this program. We're going to build this program around you, and we're going to make it something great, and you can be a part of that. And he's given me his best sales pitch for like 30 minutes. And I love Jim. I'd met him when I was at the LSU baseball camp and like a sophomore in high school, and when he was an assistant at LSU. And at the end, he goes, what do you think? I said, Coach, I really appreciate the time. I mean, it's been a great visit. I love seeing you. I said, but I think I'm going to go to LSU and be a Tiger. And he goes, yeah, I figured that. I just had to take a chance. I had to give it a shot anyway. Yeah.
Look, we've talked to a number of guys, and they talk about these recruits, and they talk about things. LSU's just been special. You know, we spent some time with Marcus Randall and Devery Henderson, and they were in that group that came when in Saban's first year that he got there, and they were ready to go somewhere else. And then Saban gets on campus, comes and visits them right away, or Marcus wouldn't have been there either. So it's just special times about LSU.
Well, the last 25 years, and I was with Coach Skip Burtman on Friday. I emceed a little luncheon down for the LSU alumni, and Skip, as a little quick 1, 2, 3 inning, nice pick over there at first base. So easy work there against Anacoco in the top of the first. I don't know. Do we got to take a break?
We're going to go to break. You're watching.
I know. You got to get the money in, baby. Got to get the money in.
You're watching 446 Sports.
Hi, I'm Kimberly Harrell, Certified Residential Appraiser. I am currently a leading provider of appraisal services for mortgage lending, employee relocation, estate planning, and community property settlements. My experience in real estate over the past 13 years and currently serving as president of the Greater Central Louisiana Realtors Association has given me a clear understanding of the real estate world and the ever-changing market we live in today. For any of your valuation needs, give me, Kimberly Harrell, a call.
At Certified Transmission, you can count on our certified mechanics with over 35 years experience to get your vehicle fixed right and get you back on the road.
Got transmission problems? Go where you know. Certified Transmission.
Time for our red, white, and cool summer event at Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Right now, you can save on a new energy saving system. No money down, 0% interest, and no payments till June 2024. Call Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing or visit us online.
And we're back at Eagles Nest here in Alexandria, Louisiana, with Cooper Scott up to bat. Cooper Scott's going to be your leadoff batter for the Eagles with Cohen LaRue in your X mark on deck circle.
Look, we've talked and seen there have been a number of different leadoff hitters that Coach Jordan Marks has juggled around there. A team that went to the state title game last year, still trying to find that thing. But, Ronnie, before you get into district play.
Both these teams, by the way, went to the state finals last year.
The Anacoco seems like they're historically, they're just they battle for a basketball state championship, too. You see that they're historically without football, of course, and so basketball and baseball, as you might expect, are there. But are you so worried about record in non-district games or getting that right fit for you?
Well, I know that in Menard's case, Jordan Marks has scheduled a brutal non-conference schedule. I mean, they have really stepped it up. And one, that's partially because you want to get the points. You know, the way the system is set up, you want to make sure you get the power ranking points. But also, it battle tests your team so that, you know they're going to have their way a little bit in their district, and they want to make sure they're set up for the playoffs. And you got to put your team in some uncomfortable positions and learn how to be down and either come from behind or at least battle teams that might be better than you. Right. And so I like the idea of playing a very difficult schedule. I mean, you want to have some wins in there. You want to make sure you give people a chance of success. But at the same time, playing the teams like Barb and Lutcher and those other teams get you prepared.
Yeah, and that Lutcher team they have an LSU commit. And it wasn't him that beat us. It was his younger brother, who's a sophomore, went 4 for 4 off for Cohen, and Cohen shoved that night. So, yeah, very, very difficult team. Have a 1-2 pitch here to Cooper.
When did Menard play Barb? Where was that?
That was at Barb. That was
Barb in the tournament.
Yeah, well, there was a single game 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm. So we got an LSUE commitment that just struck out. And I tell you what, talking about LSUE, my goodness, Menard sitting here with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 college commitments right now. That number obviously will grow over time, but. Pretty impressive. And Cooper, who just made out right there, and LSUE, people don't realize they've got some really cool things that are happening down there. They are rebuilding their stadium not rebuilding, they're building their stadium. There's that little flare out there for out number 2. It's going to be like a mini Alec box. Now, it's a mini Alec box. It's like going to the Dairy Queen and getting the mini Blizzard. It's just a teaser. But, I mean, like, it's really going to be cool what they're doing at LSUE with all their athletic facilities, but they're starting with baseball.
Yeah, and we're talking about pitchers. 8th grader on the mound for Anacoco. I mean, and it says the coach.
His dad is one of the assistant coaches.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And he's had a good start here to a very hot Menard team that came off the weekend after, hit the ball really well. And the bats were finally heating up. Ronnie, the pitching's been really good for them, but they haven't been able to get as many hits. And
how did they do in the Terry Matthews tournament?
They went 3-0 actually. They beat Ash. They walked off Ash in the 9th inning, 2-1. Then or Alexandria now, as we like to call them. Then they swept Buckeye and Pineville in 2 games on Saturday.
I went to when I was there, they were Ash. I went to Ash my freshman year, and then transferred to Menard my sophomore through senior year. And terribly, as the crow flies from this field here at Menard to where my house was in Charles Park, is probably back in the day about 3 long toss throws, and I had to sit out my whole sophomore year. I was ineligible because of the transfer deal.
That throw up high, it's going to be an error on the throw as it lifted the first baseman up. That'll get the runner on. But yes,
it'll be an error on the throw, but he should have caught it. Hit him right in the glove. Hit him right in the glove.
Carter,
that's
any complaints? Go to info@446Sports.
That's right.
But Carter Marcantel there on first base with Drake Aldridge, your cleanup batter here at the bat, and Case Butterfield next mark on deck circle. So here we go. We have an opportunity now for Menard to get rolling.
So he's got a little knee brace here. What's the story there?
Last year, knee injury in football.
Okay.
So it's mainly just precautionary now.
But I mean, just a big kid too. Wow.
Yeah, he's headed across town, right, to go play for LCU.
Yes, sir.
Oh, Mike Burns.
Mike Burns product. That's right. Mike.
You got a little Mike Burns in you
25th.
From the side. I'm telling you, you kind of look like a little shorter version of Mike.
Look, I played for him in 86, 87, 88. Those times.
That was the McGehee boys.
It was.
Oh, the Bardwell brothers.
The Bardwell brothers were there. McGehee, who spent some time in the majors just a little bit, was there as well. Had that big 12-6 curveball before it was a cool thing in high school, and would throw it well. And my youngest son played for Burns at LCU as well. So I still talk to Coach Burns quite frequently.
Yeah, I remember those really good Tioga Indian teams in the mid '80s, late '80s, and they won their back-to-back state championships, and then Ash took over.
And then Ash did it as well.
Yeah.
So
Marcantel advancing there on the wild pitch.
My freshman year, which was 1987, spring of '87, I was at Ash, and we lost in the state semifinals, 1-0 to Holy Cross.
So that was back in the good old days when the championship game was on campus. And it was at the school.
Well,
the ones that we did were there at the schools.
Yeah, but then that changed like right after you,
right?
Because that wasn't the case. When Ash won its state championships, it was at Bringhurst, and then but for 4A, which Ash was 4A, if you remember, there were 4 classifications. Pineville and Ash were 4A back then. It was at North Park in Denham Springs was where the state championships were back then.
What is you can keep it here. We'll pay the bill the next time. We're look as a corporate decision there too.
It's nice to have the boss with it.
That's right.
There you go.
Hold on, we'll talk through this one. What's your on these open enrollment in schools and what it's doing to sports and athletics around here?
It's just kind of a microcosm of what's happening at the college level, right? With the portal. But I tell you, I don't necessarily mind it because if as long as everybody's doing it, right? That's the catch-22 is if Rapides Parish is doing it, but Jefferson Parish is not, or Acadiana's doing it, but Lafayette's not. Like that's tough.
Yeah.
Because I like the idea of giving people choices. We're America, right? We're all about freedom and freedom of choice. And so, but then you can't transfer. After that, that's it. I don't care if mama moves or whatever. You have to stick with it, and or you sit out. And so I kind of like it. It keeps you on your P's and your toes, that's for sure. Keeps you on your toes because you got to put your best foot forward.
We got to figure out where they're at, too.
Well, one thing Kirby Smart said, and I know that's bad name around here, but
he's a pretty good coach.
He is. He said, give us a calendar year. He said, now, don't get me wrong, I prefer them to be here 3 years, but at least giving us a calendar year. With this transfer portal right after the season,
right.
He said, we can't even get them in the program. With that, he said he could deal with a calendar year, and most coaches could.
Well, the portal thing is a mess in college, but the high school open enrollment going into your freshman year and wide open for your parish, I don't mind it. Again, though, it's sort of unfair for some parishes to have and others not.
Yeah. That's correct. And you see the championships that start to filter to those areas that you have a little bit of that. And that's, of course, what opened up the select and non-select out of it, too, which has created a lot of championships.
And with high school right now, And you're never going to go back to the way
That's
it
right.
was. Those days are gone. We can all pine for 5 classifications again. It's never going to happen.
happening.
But I think where they're at is in a terrible spot. I mean, it's a compromise, and as far as the different classifications. And the other thing is that what happened was the private schools like Menard and other private schools, they started maybe getting a taste of going a little further in the playoffs than maybe they did before, or going to the Dome when they never would have before. Right. And now they're like, you know what, we kind of like this. We don't want to go back. It used to be that the private schools wanted to go back, and the public didn't. Now it's the other way around. And more of the public schools are saying, hey, we want to bring this thing back together, but the private schools are divided. And so that means tells me it's never going back, and where they're at right now, they're probably going to have to learn to live with it.
And we could probably say that that Alexandria and Pineville both made the semifinals last year, probably because of the split. That's a Sabine State Bank strikeout there for Gavin Hilton. Good job there, Gavin. So it's going to be a first out of the inning.
Yeah,
there.
Nice breaking ball. He tied up the hitter, threw that one on the inside corner. I need a height weight on Gavin. I want to know, as this little fella is got some good stuff. Got the bright orange shoes and the blue glove, and got a good look to him.
Real scrappy at shortstop as well.
Well, and he was, we do a player of the week too, and he was player of the week through football a couple of times as well. And so just does a great job, and just a kid that is all over the place. He walks through the set and pulls all of our stuff down at one of the coaches' shows too. So there's like, uh-oh. So he's not a big kid, but, he made a mess there. But he's just a great kid.
Yeah, no, obviously they're starting shortstop when he's not pitching.
Good
He's
pitch
got a nice live arm.
And also, his family's a title sponsor of Menard Baseball and 446 Sports and certified transmission.
That's right.
So, appreciate his support there. Good pitch.
That's kind of one of those sponsors you hope you never have to use. You hope your transmission
always somebody else
is doing well.
Yeah. 25 years ago, we used them for a Nissan Altima. We had a fly ball there to Cooper Scott. That'll be easy for Cooper. There we go. Coop was an all-state football player as well, Ronnie. All-state baseball.
What position?
He played linebacker and running back.
Okay.
And
was a monster.
Yeah, first round of playoffs. It was a muddy game here at the Nest, and they put him in because they were just trying to run the clock out. And he busts one for about 60 yards, and he's at the 25-yard line going in, and he turns around and he's laughing at the guy trying to catch him. So I don't think Coach Perkins was too happy at the moment, but we all laughed about it after.
Well, being back here on this campus, I hadn't been back here in quite a while, but it makes me think of the late Bob Mahfouz, who passed away a few months ago, and I sent a note. I was out of the state, or I definitely would have been at the funeral, and I sent a note to his daughter Karen and Robbie, and I just think of him, man. I mean, Bob was the principal and head football coach when I was here,
right? And
obviously a Menard guy through and through from his days as a student as well.
Boy, gave him the 3-0 there, and he popped up. But wow, so that's the third out of the inning there. So you want to go to break now this time? All right, you're watching Menard Eagle Baseball on 446 Sports.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
And we're back at Eagles Nest here for the bottom of the second inning here with Case Butterfield up the bat with Ben Wade and your X mark on deck circle. We're trying to refresh our camera here. There we go. Give you the A&A pitch cam there. Case Butterfield up the bat. No score here. Bottom of the second. We're joined here on the perch by the legend, Ronnie Rance from Menard Eagles and LSU. Here's a shot coming. Oh, that's just going to be a long Riverside Hospital foul ball there by Case. But,
What don't you have sold, Nick? I've heard, it's like a NASCAR race.
Well,
It's like an early Jumbo Sports Network broadcast in the late 90s.
I watch a lot of sports shorts.
right.
That's right.
And I watch a lot of that's a good pitch there.
Look, I
0-2
jokingly
now.
say that, Ronnie, the community is what makes us be able to be successful like we are, and that's a big shout out to everybody here. These folks here with the businesses have really
Good
bought
base
onto
hit
what
there
we're
by
doing.
Case. Good job,
Is that
Case.
the first hit of the game?
That is.
Yeah.
And Nick, in case you're wondering, he does know the story too about your first game with me. So we
you've got
did
to be kidding
share
me.
that out here about the question that you don't ask.
Well, for the record, he has gotten some out since.
He has now,
For the record.
because you moved over to Menard Baseball.
Oh, my gosh.
That's a kid started the semifinal game in the playoffs as well. Didn't record it out in the first, and so he goes from the quarterfinals throwing a no-hitter.
What number is
to-
he?
He's gonna mute me. But it's stories like that, and I know around baseball, and you follow the late Vin Scully, who would tell stories and then ball one, and then get back into the story, ball two. I know you've been around a lot of stories through the years with that cast of colleagues you work with.
I mean, well, first off, Vin Scully is the best.
That's correct.
And and the way to really enjoy Vin Scully is on the radio. He's part of that generation that, the old radio guys. He made the transition great to TV, but I think the best way to enjoy him is through the radio. There's a slow roller to second base, and Menard's going to get a little infield single, and then he get able to get back to the bag in time. But the thing about Vin Scully is, if you realize, the last 20 years of his career,
Right.
he did the games by himself.
That's correct.
And he had a box of index cards that he would write down little notes on players, but he would update it throughout the year. Vin Scully was a ferocious reader. He would get newspapers from all over the country. And so every morning, if he wakes up and he reads a little tidbit, or he hears something, or whatever. This is pre-Google, right?
That's right.
I mean, he would literally just anytime he got tidbits of information, he would write it on that index card. So by the end of the season, because you're doing 162 games,
That's correct.
And if it's your guys, I mean, by the end of the season, it's just stuff all over those index cards. He'd have them stapled together, and it was incredible the information he would pull. Players would never believe, like, where did you get that? How did you know that? That was my nickname my junior year in high school. And Vin Scully was that guy. But obviously, I've had the pleasure of working with Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame broadcaster Lynn Rollins for 80% of the games that I've done in my life, and he's the best. I mean, he's
Okay, so here's
the best.
a Lynn. Give us the sky. I know it's Lynn's thing, but what's the color of the sky for us tonight?
Today, it's not the color of a robin's egg. It's let's see. What did he go with the other day? He
He did
me
an
one.
oyster on opening day,
Yeah,
I think, is what he did. But
Yeah, let's see. He gave me one that had it's the color of dirty marshmallows, maybe in the sky, something like that. I mean, my favorite Lynnism of all time. and
that's a
he's-
Lynnism, is
I
what he's
got it.
telling you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. My favorite is he's hotter than a Rolex in a pawn shop. That ball's foul, bunted foul. My favorite is that he's hotter than a Rolex, because that everybody knows what that means.
That's correct.
He's hotter than a Rolex in a pawn shop. And
It was the first game this year that he was with Ben McDonald. And he told a story about how he was traveling in Maine, and he found a Ben McDonald autographed baseball, and the guy wanted $2 for it. And Lynn tried to bring him down to $1. And the guy said, "What about $1.50?" And he said, "No, $1." And he walked. And he's on there with Ben McDonald when he tells the story. I'm like, "Come on, Lynn."
well, Lynn, he should not talk. We make fun of him. If you could hear what we say off the air between the producer and myself and some of the
Oh, boy.
It's better than what's on the air, because we make fun of Lynn about 90% of the time.
But how aggravating and
Oh, that's an old school one. Yeah, Lynn, on a curveball, Lynn will say, "Well, you had put a worm on that hook." That's one he's used that one many, many, many times.
yeah, he's such a good dude. How frustrating is it? You're trying to bunt and get it down the first one, foul, second when you pop up to the catcher.
Crucial situation too, first and second, and no outs. Menard not able to advance the runners. That'll give you gray hair.
As a pitcher, and you see somebody scoring around too early, what's your first thoughts on there?
Throw the ball up high. You know, ideally as a pitcher, you want to when you know a guy's bunting, you want to throw a ball up in the letters.
That's got
in
a
hopes
chance
that
to
he'll pop it up.
That's what you're doing there.
You want to throw a high strike, not a low strike. Oftentimes people think curveball, but no, you really want a high strike. That's more of a tendency to pop it up in the air.
Want pace on it as well? Some speed on it?
Yeah.
Or does it?
Yeah, just, don't overthrow it. I mean, the reality is most guys aren't good bunters. They don't want to.
Right.
I mean, bunting is all about attitude.
That's right.
When you get the signal, is your first instinct to go, oh, man, I wanted to swing, or is it, all right, I'm going to get this down. I'm going to get this ball down. I'm going to do my job. And too many times guys are selfish or it's just not something they want to do. And so their attitude shows up when they bunt.
Well, there's not a lot of that going on in Baton Rouge right now as it seems to the return of Gorilla Ball, as those guys are up there just pounding away at it. Such a group. You keep plugging in great players every year up there.
It's, this past weekend was a reality check. They took a step back this past weekend. It was a tough weekend against Xavier Pitchen, who got healthy on them. But LSU still, as a team, is batting average is about 308, 303, something like that. It's a little misleading. They had 28 hits in a game, and that'll skew your average.
Right.
But Jay Johnson, his style, as we get to walk there to load the bases with one out.
Louisiana Land Bank walk, by the way.
I love that.
There you go.
There you go.
Base is full now for
I
your
need you to
Eagles.
sell for
I
me,
mean,
Nick.
Louisiana Land Bank.
I'm trying, boss man. I'm trying. But you were talking about the Xavier.
So Jay Johnson's philosophy is not to bunt and not to steal. It is to pitch and sit back and wait for doubles and homers. And it can be, right now it's a little challenging because you got LSU's lineup has Kling hitting 260, Bingham hitting 260. These are guys that are hitting 50, 100 points below where you thought they would be at this point in the season. Tommy White's 313. Travinsky's 313. That's not bad. Those aren't bad numbers, but Tommy White's not. It's not Tommy White numbers,
right?
And here's the thing: SEC play starting this weekend. Your average doesn't go up.
That's correct.
In SEC play, if anything, it goes down or stays the same. I'll tell you a little bit. No, I haven't heard anything. You're asking me about Fry, who's from Rose Pine, right down the road. It was 2 for 2 with 3 RBI, and then all of a sudden he's on first base and dives back to the bag and pops his shoulder out. And I don't know the latest. I'm doing the game tomorrow and Wednesday, so I'll find out tomorrow when I'm down there before the game talking with Jay Johnson on his update. It reminds me a lot of Tommy White last year, who kept having an issue of his shoulder popping out, and he ended up having surgery at the end in the summer. And let's hope that's not the case. Let's hope it's a one-time thing and they rest him and all that. But too many times, I mean, I've seen guys diving back to the bag or kind of get that shoulder popped out, and it can be a problem. That lingers.
Well, it gets that chronic one because it never heals. They try to rush back.
It's like a hamstring.
Right. So here's on the broadcast there.
Louisiana Land Bank walk for an RBI there.
There you go. So is that a special CD edition of it, or what's? I mean, that's a bases loaded walk for it. Wow.
Ronnie questioned. You reside in Baton Rouge? You pretty much in Baton Rouge now?
I live in Denham Springs, technically.
Okay. I got
suburb of Baton Rouge. Been there, moved to Denham in 07. Been in Baton Rouge pretty much. I've been there since fall of 1996.
Is it true that once you win a national championship, you don't have to pay for a meal in Baton Rouge ever again?
That is untrue.
Okay.
That is 100% a fake rumor, and I would love for that not to be. Things have changed so much now with NIL.
Yeah.
I remember when I was in college, Brewbacher's, which is a restaurant, there's like 3 or 4 locations in Baton Rouge. They have great hamburgers and po' boys. There's one on Government Street in downtown Baton Rouge, in Midtown Baton Rouge by Superior Grill on Government Street. And there was a guy named Doug Cosman who was the manager there. And myself, Mike Neal, Harry Barrios, we would go in there once every month or 2. And we would go he'd give us a free hamburger, onion rings, and a drink. And we thought we were doing something.
Going to score a run, going to score Jay Guillory, who was the courtesy runner for Ben Wade. And now we have bases loaded still with 1 out on the error there, and your Eagles take a 2-0 lead. Sorry about that, Ron.
Yeah, we would go get a hamburger, and we'd look around like the FBI's following us, not having to pay, and we were happy to do it. I mean, we were happy to get that free burger.
Absolutely.
Now you would have to pay Tommy White $1,000 and give him the free burger
at your place,
and then make sure he posts that he's eating at your place. Like, it's different. I saw Tommy White,
right,
get a check in August at a sports memorabilia show. They had 3 big collectors came in. They took him in the back. He signed hundreds of things. They had a long line. Jose Canseco was at the show. Ricky Williams was at the show.
And Tommy Tanks.
All these athletes, Saints players, LSU.
Right.
Tommy White had the longest line.
Wow.
How much you think the check was they wrote for him that day?
10 grand?
What's your guess? I'm going to say 50.
You're a smart guy. 52. Yeah. He got a $52,000 check. Guy's a junior in college.
Jeez.
One day in August, signing autographs. Got a $52,000 check.
And in college, everybody else is eating ramen noodles and trying to get
Well, they don't eat ramen noodles anymore, Coach. Let me tell you, they've got a chef. You should see the breakfast, lunch, and the cafeteria for the athletes at LSU is like 5-star.
Wow.
And I mean, it's unbelievable. I don't know how they're all not 500 pounds. I'd have been 500 pounds. I tried even without it to get
There's
that
a
way.
shot up the middle. Good job by Colin LaRue there. That's going to score 2 runs for you Eagles, and Cooper Scott's going to come around the third. And Colin LaRue's going to advance a second on the throw to the catcher, so great job there by the Eagles.
Yeah, the center fielder's got to hit the cutoff man and throw that ball to the pitcher. He just let the runner get to second base when he had no chance to get the runner at the plate.
And the one thing that you do is you keep the double play in order. And that opportunity. Now you're
all
a
those
base hit away
reasons.
from it's just upset. So here's a question for you that has absolutely nothing to do with anything except we got to get you on the broadcast Wednesday or the next couple in this shirt. That's the one. You need that 446 Sports shirt.
I'll tell you what.
On there.
You should sponsor a softball team. These are nice button-up baseball jerseys you have.
See there, we make those at the house too. That's another one of those things.
You screen print these at your house?
Yeah, we do all that.
Wow.
So here's an interesting story. Nick calls as I'm on my way up here, and Nick says hey, I got Ronnie Rance to come around here, and he's gonna come by and visit with us too. And I said, okay. He says, you got any shirts? I says, hold on. I turn around because I live back in Charles Park. I'm 2 minutes from here. As it is, so I turn around, I go home, pull that out of my stock.
Is this
make
a
one of
double
those
or a
real quick.
triple?
What do you want it to be? It's a double.
No, is it a double?
It's a double.
Okay,
yeah.
good. Whew, that makes me feel better.
So I
It
asked Nick.
fits too good. I was thinking it might be a triple.
I asked Nick. I said, what size? He says, well, he's looking shy. He said, maybe a large. I said, he's bigger than me.
Nick, I really appreciate you, brother, but I hadn't worn a large since I was 12.
So anyway, I went that route with it. But we do screen printing for teams. We do them. How cool would the Rougarou logo look on that too? That's an opportunity.
Trying to sell me, huh?
Sure.
You're gonna have to beat off Marucci though. They sponsor us.
I'll do
give
it
me my jersey.
I'll do it free.
All right, well, hey.
I'll do it for free.
We might be talking.
So no, it's great. We just look in this day and age. You've got to be able to do a lot of different things.
I did learn how much a baseball costs yesterday.
There you go. Yeah, $6.73.
Boy,
Yeah, somebody was paying attention to the broadcast. So the Baton Rouge Rougarou baseball team that I own, which is a summer collegiate wood bat baseball team. So if you've ever been to a minor league baseball game, you go into the Biloxi Shuckers or you're going to Pensacola Blue Wahoos or the Baby Cakes or any of that kind of stuff. It's a lesser version of that. It's minor league baseball. We have fireworks on Friday nights, and we got the kids run the bases and mascots and kids zones with fun jumps and all that stuff. Well, we go through about 2 3/4 dozen baseballs a game, and they're sponsored. Raising Cane's is on them. They got their logo on them, so kids can, the kids are the ones that track them down. So naturally, Cane's being a sponsor makes sense. And but they cost me $6.73 a baseball. So needless to say, I'm not really proud of it, but it's true. I have beaten a few 10-year-olds to a ball. Not many times, but it's happened.
What happened to the free Coke days? If you'd return it to the concession stand for a free
we
Coke.
do that. You bring it to the concession stand. We'll give you $2 in Roog bucks. And what it is you can use that towards buying
apply it to
something at a concession stand
That's
or
right.
merchandise or whatever. But unfortunately, we get a few back, but the kids just
They
want
want
the
the
baseball.
baseball.
They know it's $6.73 a ball.
Yeah, because their mom and dad have said, you have one, you better
I gotta
not
be
lose
honest,
it.
I've had a number of negotiations with kids at the end of the night. One time I had a kid walking out. He had at least a dozen baseballs in his glove. And he's walking out. I said, Big Daddy, I'll give you $20 for all those balls. He was like, nah.
Can't keep on walking. That's great.
Talk about the cool zone that you have that comes from LSU.
Yeah, well, we did that. Not anymore because that cool zone got sold to an NFL team. But,
oh, man.
So there's the Saints and LSU and the Las Vegas Raiders, the Miami Hurricanes, Alabama Crimson Tide, they all have what's called this Cool Zone box, and it's a box about the size of an 18-wheeler, and it has 2 bleacher seats in it, like 2 rows of bleacher seats inside of it, glass on one side. And they can make this Cool Zone box be 18 degrees, and they put the football players in there to cool off in August and September when the practice is so hot. It gets their body temperature down. Well, we were able to use one in Baton Rouge for our baseball games 2 summers ago, and we had it for our fans. It was our Cool Zone sponsored by Louisiana Lottery.
And now they took
well,
it
they sold it, so and they were doing it for free for me as a favor, so I understood. That thing sold for $200,000, so they had to do that.
Indeed, it's time to go, guys. I'm going to get out of here and let y'all finish your broadcast and go on throughout the rest of it. Ronnie, certainly appreciate all that you've done for Menard and LSU, but what you've done for sports since then,
Thank you.
The Sports Hall of Fame and the continued success that you have out of that. And if there's anything that 446 Sports can do for you along the way, you let us know.
Well, I appreciate it. No, I definitely. Congrats on 3 years.
Yes, sir.
3 years of you guys, and you broadcasted over 300 events
every year
in the last year.
Every year. We're close to our 1,000th.
I mean, that's
broadcast.
fantastic. People out there watching and listening right now, probably take it for granted at this point, right? They just think it's always been like that. You can always just watch games. No, that's not the case, and what you guys do is great. It's kind of like when I started the Jumbo Sports Network in 1998. The LSU baseball games weren't on TV until they got to Omaha.
Right.
And, we started doing games, and, so for 2 generations of LSU fans, they think, well, that's just the way it always is. You just watch all the games. It's like, no, it costs $15,000 per game for us to do those games back then. And Lynn and I would get out and sell advertising and hope to make 16.
Thankfully, technology has changed a little, and it doesn't quite cost that.
Yep.
But doing a season, but I'll tell you this, Ronnie, and I'll get on out of here and let them finish the game with you too. I've wasted a lot of money in the day before all of this, and so I consider this an investment now because it's not just it's gone, it comes into something. But we have parent after parent, grandparent after grandparent will call us up and say thank you because of what you're doing. We're able to watch my grandson play or my granddaughter play and different things like that, and amen to that. That's why we do it at the end of the day.
Well, that's awesome. And how about this nice little view out here in left field? It's nice to Menard to build this little deck for you, so glad to be here.
Yep. All right, I'm going to get out. Give that back to my man. We'll finish. All right, thank you.
Riverside Hospital foul ball there, and this.
I'm not kidding about wearing that shirt on.
Doug's always trying to promote, which is a good thing.
You got to.
But speaking of promotions, this right here was done by Magnolia Construction, this left field perch. Chris, an Albanian, who has a son on the team and a daughter that plays for the softball team. So we appreciate Chris putting this perch out here for us. We really enjoy being out here and being part of the field and the game.
Clearly, we have tested the weight limits today with the 4 of us on this this perch.
Sabine State Bank strikeout there by Gavin Hilton. So first out of the inning for the Eagles. Ronnie, you're talking about Jim Wells and the hold the rope, which, by the way, if anybody hasn't seen Hold the Rope, the documentary, that's great.
Yeah, you can go to YouTube, you can go to ESPN's app and just type in, LSU baseball or Skip Bertman Hold the Rope. It's worth the 50 minutes of your time, that's for sure.
People don't realize what LSU baseball was before Skip got there. And, of course, the 2 stories, I mean, I love all the stories, but 2 of them was he had his first high school baseball camp.
That's right.
And the duck call camp right next door to Alec Box had more people.
He had a free baseball camp that they put in downtown Baton Rouge. I think it was Rubenstein Sporting Goods or something like that, I believe was the name of it. It was Richard Lipsey's wife's family's sporting goods store. Had been there for decades. And at the same, this like 1984, 1985, something like that. And at the same time that they were doing the baseball camp, they had a world champion duck caller doing duck call stuff on the other side of this giant sporting goods store. And Skip and them had like less than 5 kids, and they had like 150 people for the duck call thing. And they couldn't believe what was going on.
And then the other story that whenever you said Coach Wells, Jim Wells, was in the dugout. It was early season game, and they had hot chocolate. He was serving hot chocolate, and he told Jim, he said, "Hey, go in the crowd and check the temperature. Ask him what the temperature is of the hot chocolate."
Yeah.
And that's another the foul. He called it. No, okay,
he
here
got
we
him.
go. Another Sabine
He must
State
have
Bank foul
tipped it
ball.
and
I mean, a
caught it.
strikeout there. So he tells Jim, he says, "Go in the crowd," and Jim's like in full uniform. "You mean right now, Coach?" He said, "Yeah, right now." I mean, it's just amazing how just his mind thinks.
And I to this day, I take a lot of what he taught me and put it into practice with my, daily life or running a business or whatever. Is a lot of the things that I learned from Coach Bertman. Some of it was he was teaching life lessons, and others it was just you were observing and learning. But he's the best to ever do it. No
Nate
question
Bilbo
about
here.
it.
Good job, Nate. Boy, he's a solid defensive third baseman over here for third out of the inning there. Let's go to break, Ronnie, and we'll be right back. You're watching 446 Sports.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
In Central Louisiana, you might see me at the ballparks or soccer fields, or we might cross paths at the grocery store. I'm your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, your local expert when it comes to protecting what you love and depend on. I'm Jason Hall. Learn more about how Farm Bureau Insurance can save you time and money. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK and let me help you protect your biggest investments. Real service, real people. Farm Bureau Insurance.
I got you all muted, so if you want to. So we're back at the Eagles' Nest here and starting up the bottom of the third inning with your Eagles, and you have looks like Case Butterfield up the bat with Ben Wade in the X mark on deck circle. So we're talking to Ronnie Rance here off air and just talking about some system stuff that we have here, and he's the owner of the Baton Rouge Rougarou, the collegiate baseball team that has the wooden bats. So if you guys are ever in Baton Rouge for the summer, go out and support the Rougarou. And let's talk about sports shorts too.
Yeah, go to brrougarou.com, by the way. Yeah, but sports shorts, myself and Tommy Chrysan do a online show. So the folks that are watching this, you got two ways you can check out sports shorts. One, Sports Shorts Radio, which we've been doing for 15 years. Every Saturday morning from 10 to noon on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. You can download the 104.5 app and check that out anywhere in the world on Saturdays from 10 to noon. We've been doing that a long time, Joel Davis and myself and Tommy. But we Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays normally, and I say that, but then this week we're going to be Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. Occasionally we'll move it around. You can follow us on Facebook. Type in Sports Shorts. It's the little white circle with the red writing that says Sports Shorts. Or you can go on YouTube and go on Sports Shorts hosted by Ronnie Rance and give us a follow there, and you'll get notifications when we're on the air. But you don't have to watch it live. It's kind of like this game. You can check it out sometime that day. But it's about a 30-minute show, and we get you, Saints, LSU, everything, big topics in the world of sports. Today you had a lot of big news. Baker Mayfield signed a 3-year deal, $100 million with the Bucs. He's going to be their quarterback. Kirk Cousins signs a 4-year deal with the Atlanta Falcons to be their new quarterback. So a lot of those topics we'll get to, not just LSU and Saints.
Yeah, and that was a good show this morning. Tommy, what's his background?
So TK is probably about 63, 64 years old. He's from Chalmette, went to Holy Cross. Was a left-handed pitcher at Southeastern, late 70s, early 80s, and has kind of worked in radio and sports stuff, sports broadcasting since the early 90s. North Shore, Denham Springs High. He's been around it. He was a PA for arena football and different things over the years, and I've known him for about 25 years, a good friend.
Excellent. You have any family still here in Alexandria?
No, I don't.
No?
We moved here when I was in end of 7th grade. I went to Brame Junior High for 8th grade.
Okay.
8th grade and like 2 months of my 7th grade year. Went to Ash my freshman year and then transferred and spent the next 3 at Menard and graduated in 1990 from Menard. But my dad was in healthcare, worked at the hospital, state hospital in Pineville. And then when I was actually in my junior year of high school, he took a job in Phoenix, Arizona.
Oh, wow.
As the head of anesthesia out there.
Okay.
And so my senior year in high school, I actually lived in Marksville, Louisiana.
Okay.
I lived with Dr. L.J. Mayu.
Oh, wow.
Dr. Duck.
Yeah.
And his son Brian went to Menard. I lived with them and finished up my senior year. So I drove every day on Highway 1 from Marksville to Menard, which it's amazing I'm still alive because I was always late and I was always zigzagging in and out of traffic. And but here I am to live to talk about it.
Yeah, the guy I used to work with, him and his dad, they would make the hunting trips with Dr. LJ.
Mm-hmm.
So he was from the Marksville area. Oh, Riverside Hospital foul ball there. Still 2-2 here.
I was working on the technical difficulties. How did Case get on? Did he walk?
He walked, yeah.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
So the Riverside Hospital foul ball.
Yes, sir.
That's always a great sponsorship because there's a lot of foul balls.
That and the on-deck circle is the two that I may have to try to elevate the cost for next year.
So the walks in high school, you get a lot of those. But the foul balls is the best one because, like I said, with the Rougarou, our sponsor is the Relief Windows.
Okay,
and we play the sound of the glass breaking,
Yep.
or a car horn, whatever. They got all the different
Right.
sound effects you can do. But we'll play the sound effect and say, oh, there's another Relief Windows foul ball.
Well,
and we'd say that about 30 times a game.
Well, we thought we had a glass company, but 2 of them, and they didn't. So Riverside Hospital.
I'm telling you, if you're a glass guy out there, man, they can play the little sound effects and get you in there. That's the thing to do.
I don't know if Miss Amy Grimes is going to give that up now. now that she's in, she's the first annual.
Just might have to up the ante.
That's it. Free mark.
Nice shot here by Ben.
Settling under it.
Yeah, it's going to be a long out. So Case advancing
Tagging
third,
up,
tagging up, and in there safe. Good job.
Ooh, no, he's out.
Got him.
Man, what did I miss?
He looked like he slowed down.
I think he slid too soon.
Okay.
The turf is a great thing, and it probably is faster when it's wet, but when it's dry, you actually slow down.
So that goes down as an 8-5 double play. Is that correct? Center fielder.
That was a really good throw.
To third baseman, and good job there by the Anacoco Indians.
It's only 350 to center field, which is not a big center field for high school, and that was kind of almost, I don't want to say, it was a routine fly ball. So you had to get a really good jump, and he threw a strike to third base.
The Eagles are aggressive on the base path. We've learned that.
And he pops out there to second baseman. So we're going to take a break. Danny, what you have on that one?
We had no runs on no hits. Nobody left on base. Coming up for Anacoco, Goodwin, and Scott.
You're watching 446 Sports.
In Central Louisiana, you might see me at the ballparks or soccer fields, or we might cross paths at the grocery store. I'm your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, your local expert when it comes to protecting what you love and depend on. I'm Jason Hall. Learn more about how Farm Bureau insurance can save you time and money. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK and let me help you protect your biggest investments. Real service, real people. Farm Bureau Insurance.
And welcome back to the Eagles Nest here on the campus of Holy Savior Menard in Alexandria, Louisiana, where your Eagles are leading the Anacoco Indians 4-0 here in the top of the 4th inning. And Ronnie, we definitely appreciate you coming, appreciate your time. Talking about the class this year for the Hall of Fame. Is there one Hall of Famer that just was somebody that whenever you met him, you were like, wow, I never thought. For example, I'm not going to say Nick Saban, but for example, people probably think Saban is just not friendly to be around. And is there somebody that just kind of shocked you? I know it's an odd question.
Yeah,
but
that's tough because I'm, as the CEO of Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame, obviously you get a chance to interact with a lot of the greats of the past as well as, the future and the current. I'll tell you, obviously the Mannings are a big deal, right? Peyton Manning and Eli Manning. But my favorite Manning by far is Archie Manning.
Gotcha.
I mean, he is everything you think he is. I mean, a class act, a true gentleman. He cares about Louisiana. He cares about the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame. He's super helpful. He'll call or text and, hey, what's going on with this guy or that guy? He's my favorite. I mean, Archie's my favorite. But Burt Jones was pretty cool. Burt Jones, of course, 70s and early 80s, and just the Ruston Rifle and all that. I mean, when you are a kid and you get to meet your heroes from your childhood, or like an actor from your childhood, people that you watched on radio or TV when you were a kid, that means more than when you're 40, 50 years old and you meet people of today. It's really cool, but like, for example, if I met Taylor Swift, I'd be excited to meet Taylor Swift because I know that's a big deal to my daughter, who's 24 years old. Like, she would, oh, my God, you got a chance to meet Taylor Swift. That would be amazing, right? But for me, to meet Lionel Richie would be a bigger deal, right?
No, I get it,
And so that's kind of, which, by the way, this is a cool story. I was in Miami. A friend of mine has a restaurant, bar. He has live music 7 nights a week at his restaurant. It's called Nemes, N-E-M-E-S, Nemes Gastro Bar, and it's on Coral Way, not a little north of town in Miami. And Cuba Gooding Jr. goes there all the time. Show me the money, right? From Jerry Maguire.
Oh, yeah.
He won the Academy Award that year. Cuba Gooding Jr. goes in there all the time. He loves music, and I'm in there. He's in there, and they had karaoke one night. And Cuba gets up, he sings some karaoke. I like to sing. I'm not afraid of a mic, obviously. I go up there, I'm singing a little bit, and I sang a Lionel Richie song. And Cuba Gooding Jr. comes over to me. I'm at the end of the bar. I'd met him for a minute earlier. And he shows me that he texted Lionel Richie.
Wow.
And he said, I just met your biggest fan, some white dude it was in Miami singing your song, and this is Cuba Gooding Jr. got his start as a backup dancer for Lionel Richie in 1984, right? Wow. I mean, who knew, right?
So what'd you sing?
So I sang "Easy like Sunday Morning," easy, and I did it, and so I thought, oh my goodness, that is so cool. So he walks off. He comes back a little while later, and he shows me that Lionel responded that, oh, that's cool, man. Hey, Cuba, how you doing? Hope everything's well. And he said, let's take a picture and send it to him. So Lionel Richie has my ugly mug in his phone with Cuba Gooding Jr. I mean, I'm good now. I'm good after that.
Look, legend status raised.
I mean, that's so cool.
Yeah. So, and then Lionel Richie was on one of the, I can't remember. Was
American Idol?
Yeah,
American Idol. One of the judges.
Yep.
He's still on there.
Yeah. So
speaking of restaurants, I'll put a plug in for my son. He is
definitely.
Superior Bar and Grill on Highland. You go.
Oh, he works there?
He's the manager there.
What's his name?
Casey Clear.
Okay, I'll look for him. I'll ask for him.
Give you his number if you ever need a table. He can take care of it.
Yeah, because sometimes you do, right?
Yeah.
Over there, that place gets full.
Yes.
The Superior Grill, I've been to that one a lot. There's 2 in Baton Rouge, obviously Government Street and in the Highland, and then there's one in New Orleans on St. Charles, and then one in Shreveport.
Yep.
It is really good. It's a lot of fun. But look, between you and me, Dad.
What's that?
$20 for a margarita. I mean, come on. You know what I mean? Like it's the most expensive
here's what I'll say.
Mexican food in the country, but it's fun and it's good.
Here's what I'll say about the margaritas before we go to a commercial is that one of those margaritas
is worth
probably
like 2.
equals 2 somewhere else.
You're right. You're right.
Nick, you want to take it out?
Yeah, you're watching 446 Sports.
In Central Louisiana, you might see me at the ballparks or soccer fields, or we might cross paths at the grocery store. I'm your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, your local expert when it comes to protecting what you love and depend on. I'm Jason Hawk. Learn more about how Farm Bureau insurance can save you time and money. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK and let me help you protect your biggest investments. Real service, real people. Farm Bureau Insurance.
And welcome back to the Eagles Nest here in Alexandria, Louisiana. And we're still joined by Ronnie Rance from, Sports Shorts, Rougarou, Louisiana Hall of Fame. So
we're now in the
I'm sorry. Oh, man, look at this guy.
Fourth.
This guy's already,
I'm
I tell you what,
you.
you are producing.
Yeah.
So, so you're going to be on the LSU game tomorrow night and
tomorrow afternoon.
Tuesday night, Wednesday afternoon.
Yeah.
North
Wednesday
Dakota
games,
State.
Wednesday game's at 1?
Businessman special. My guess is it's twofold. One, it helps North Dakota State get out of town a little early, and two, the Savannah Bananas are coming Thursday, Friday, and Saturday to town, so they're probably going to get in there Wednesday night and start setting up.
Did you score the tickets for that? Or?
I actually, we have a suite for the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame, and we've got some tickets available for sale. We're kind of doing it as a fundraiser for our foundation.
Well, the wife, we both put in for the lottery. Neither one of us was able to get anything.
Yeah, if anybody wants, I've got 6 tickets left, $500 a ticket. Get you food and drink. It's a nonprofit, 501c3 write-off. The cheapest ticket I've been able to find online today, a general admission ticket, is $253 on SeatGeek.
Nice.
That's
the cheapest one.
I have a customer, Clegg's Nursery, Tom Fennell down there, and I'll ask him because he was looking for him. He didn't get selected. Here's Carter Marcantel with your Riverside Hospital foul ball there.
I actually flew.
I'm sorry, it's Jaden. Excuse me.
I flew to Savannah, Georgia, and went and watched the Bananas play in August of 22.
Yeah, you did a sports shorts from the.
That's right. And I'll tell you, it was great. They do an unbelievable job. If people, it's amazing. Like, you either know or you don't know, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you either are excited about the Bananas or you have never heard of them.
Right.
And I can tell you that some people think, it's a kids thing. It's for the kids. It's not. It's fun for all ages. It's entertainment for all ages. And you could know nothing about baseball and go to a Savannah Bananas game and be thoroughly entertained, and it'll be your best entertainment dollar you've ever spent. Like, they do that good of a job putting on their product, and it has nothing to do with baseball.
Yeah. So another tomorrow, while here, another exciting thing in town tomorrow, Texas women and
softball.
LSU softball.
At 11 o'clock.
11 o'clock.
Yeah. 11 o'clock. Texas is going to BYU to play on Thursday, and they asked to move it up, and they did.
So how often do you go, other than commentating, how often do you go back to visit Ball 4 there, L.A. Land Bank Walk for Jaden Williams? How often do you just go back to Alec Box and just visit or anything? I mean, is there...
Well, I mean, first off, the old Alec Box isn't there,
that's true.
which is where I
That's true.
played, right?
Yeah.
It's the new Alec Box, which got built and opened in 2009. So it's a little different. But I do a lot of the game. I'm doing 15 games this spring. And, I have a great relationship with Jay Johnson. And now Terry Rooney's back over there as an assistant coach. I know Terry well. And so, Jay's been awesome to deal with. He has lunch or visits with Skip Burtman every Monday. And, Coach Burtman's like, 85, he'll be 86 in May. He's like a second dad to me. So I have a good relationship with those guys.
All right, so can we get a Burtman? Can we get a Burtman? Or is that...
It's great to be here. I'll tell you a story. When Ron Rance played at LSU in the early 90s, at the first Skip Burtman Coaches Committee meeting, I introduced him as Randy Rance from Menard, Louisiana. And he was upset because he said, my name's Ronnie, and there's an Alexandria, but there's not any Menard, Louisiana. And so he never let me forget that one. Never let me live it down.
That's what I'm talking about.
Good stuff. So we talked about Texas. Tell us what you think about OU Texas joining the conference.
I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's weird, because you think of the SEC, you don't think of Oklahoma and Texas, but I'm pumped. I'm excited about them. I mean, it's from a baseball standpoint.
I was fixing to say from the baseball side
obviously
as well.
Texas is a blue blood program. And then Oklahoma, I've got a relationship with Todd Butler, who is the assistant coach for Oklahoma. He used to be the head coach at McNeese, and he was with Jim Wells at Alabama. And Todd's a great guy. His mom lives in Baton Rouge. So I'm excited about that. I've never been to Norman, so I'm sure I'll get next year. LSU plays in baseball a 3-game series in Austin and a 3-game series in Oklahoma. Wow. So I'll get a chance to see what Oklahoma's all about.
You were talking about Dave Van Horn earlier through Northwestern. Did you ever know him? Did you meet him?
I don't
at
know
all?
him well. I mean, I've met him
Okay.
over the years. I've done a lot of TV, and whenever I do a game on TV, I always go down to the dugout, visit with the opposing coach just to get some information on their team, and Dave's always been great to deal with.
I have a customer, Jaden Williams with the Stolen Base here. I have a customer in Fort Smith, Arkansas, who does a lot of landscape for him. You know, I'm in the plant business.
Right.
And we're going up, my wife and I are going up for the Friday, Saturday game. But my customer was in the nursery driving. We were riding around looking at plants, and Dave called him. And he said, Dave, he said, why'd you pull, you know, whoever it was, this was 3 years ago. And I mean, he's just, I mean, and of course, Jake, our grower, myself, we're just looking like, Frank, what are you doing? I mean, this is Dave Van Horn. He said, oh man, he said, he's going to want plants from me tomorrow, so I can talk bad about him. But
That's
yeah,
funny.
and they say, I mean, Frank tells me that he's just a great guy. You know,
Well, he's a heck
just-
of a coach.
yeah.
I mean, you know, they were one foul ball drop away from winning the national championship in Omaha, and they're one of those programs that's kind of surprising. They haven't won a national title yet,
Yes.
but they're always there. They're very good this year. They might have. It's you know, who's got the best 1 through 10 pitchers in the country?
Wow, yeah.
LSU, Arkansas are definitely two of the top, probably 3 or 4 teams in that conversation.
For sure, and I won't bring up the foul ball whenever I meet him. in a couple of weeks.
Don't.
But,
They actually have more sweets than LSU
that's a fair
does.
ball there for Cooper Scott coming here. Is going to score Jaden Williams, and Cooper's going to go around for a stand-up double there. So now your Eagles up 5-0 here in the bottom of the 4th inning, as Ronnie corrected me earlier here. So still one out. But yeah,
Didn't mean to offend you
No,
there,
no,
big
you're
guy.
good.
I just
You-
wanted to make sure the arrow was pointed in the right direction.
so I mean, and I'm not. Gonna,
We're looking for a producer.
that's right. So is Van Horn the new Bianco?
Yeah, I mean, I
Yeah.
guess so, right?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, Mike finally got over the hump and won him a natty at Ole Miss 2 years ago, and Dave Horn's, you know, he's due, and I mean, that's one of the best environments in the country. Whenever like Arkansas is playing a big series against LSU or something, you know, they pack the stands. They actually have technically more suites than Alex Box, and they sell them all, and it's a really cool atmosphere.
Fayetteville's beautiful. I told him he's going up next week, and Fayetteville's beautiful.
Yeah, their facilities are awesome. They get that Tyson Chicken money and that Walmart money up there, and they've got some of the best facilities in the SEC.
Yeah, well, we don't know yet for sure. We're either going to be at the on-deck circle behind LSU, or we're going to be in one of the suites. And to be honest with you, I kind of would like to do a day of each, you know, a game
do
of
of
each.
each,
But
yeah.
I'm not going to be picky, you know. But no, but that's we're really looking forward to that, and hoping I'm going to be wearing my purple and gold for sure. But no, we're excited about that and excited about LSU and. What the Eagles are doing tonight, I mean, this Anacoco team, we didn't talk about it earlier because we were visiting with Doug, but they just got back 5 of their basketball players from the state championship run on Friday night. So their record, Cooper Scott here on the stolen base, and Ronnie, we were talking about how aggressive they are, and Cohen LaRue takes second base, and that they are very aggressive, and Cooper Scott does not look like he can move that well, but he sure can.
Well, he got a good jump too.
Yeah.
And you know, I was a guy who played basketball. You know, throughout I played football, baseball, and basketball, and so it takes, you know, it's a good couple weeks for you to get acclimated. You know, it's not so much, it's the arm, getting the arm in shape. If you're particularly a pitcher. And then it's, as from the hitting, it's the timing, right? I mean, you haven't seen a breaking ball, you know, in months. So, you know, a curveball is going to look a little extra sharp when you just got out of basketball. So it'll take Anacoco probably another week and a half before they're, you know, full strength.
But at the end of the year, if Menard does hold on to this victory, it's going to be a good result for them because Anacoco is going to win. They'll probably win their district, and they're going to. I say that.
Hey, whoa,
Pitkin.
Whoa, you got a guy by the name of
Pitkin.
J.C.
I'm
Holt
sorry.
who
I'm
might,
sorry. I'm sorry. I did stop myself. I did stop myself. They're going to challenge for it. Let's put it that way. And
So Pitkin's number 1 in power rankings right now at 9-1, but.
No, I was glad for JC, man. I was happy for him, the former Menard Eagle coach, and obviously I knew him when he was at LSU. A heck of a player, but that's a thrill, man. I'm glad he got the chance to win that state championship.
so these the small schools like that, Pitkin, which Danny's very familiar with. when
Is
those,
that where you went, Danny?
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was a baseball player at LSUS. He said back when you talked about how Menard's facility was whenever you were here, that's what he thinks about LSUS.
Right.
What their
Well,
facility
LSUS
was like.
has got a really good D2 program. I mean, they got some studs.
Yeah.
They have some stud arms.
They've built a facility like what you're talking to E is doing down there. They've built a baseball facility there that's
Actually,
very
this
attractive.
summer, the Rougarou have a couple of LSUS players already under contract. We got like 35 guys under contract. We'll sign 40, and 30 of them can play at a time.
Okay.
But we've got a couple of LSUS guys lined up to come play with us this summer.
My daughter played soccer up there for them the last 2 seasons, so she was a pilot. So talking about pitching earlier, Nick and I had mentioned before about LSU, and it's hard to imagine to lose the pitching that you lost from the staff for last year, but probably have a better overall staff at LSU.
No, not probably. They do. LSU, they win the national championship, so we look back on last year's season with this, awe that it was the greatest team ever. But if you really dig in, it wasn't. I mean, they didn't win the SEC. They finished third in the conference, and they could have finished fourth if they'd have played that last game of the year against South Carolina. That earlier that year, they'd have lost that Sunday. They had nobody left to pitch. And they didn't win the SEC tournament. So, that tells you how good the league is, that you can finish third and still win the national championship. Look at Ole Miss the year before. They were literally the last team into the NCAA tournament, according to the selection committee, and then they won the national championship. So, but this team 1 through 20, because they literally have 19 pitchers. Jake Brown was going to be a pitcher, but he hasn't. He's an outfielder only now. So out of the 19 pitchers, they 1 through 19, it is the deepest and most talented staff they've ever had. They don't have Skeens at the top throwing 100.
Right.
But Holman's gone 24 innings and hasn't given up an earned run. 1 through 19 there is deep and talented as ever.
Gage Jump's given up a run yet.
He
either,
hasn't.
so-
13 and a third, hasn't given up an earned run.
Talking about pitchers, here's a pitch and change here. It's a Lanyap Home Care pitch and change, Ronnie, by the way. Caleb Taylor is on the mound for the Indians now, pitching to Drake Aldridge.
So is Gavin Guidry don't play ball here if you can roll it?
Oh, nice pick.
And that'll end the inning there, Danny. What do we have?
We had 1 run on 1 hit. That was a double by Cooper. Coming up bat for Anacoco, Thompson, Taylor, and Jernigan.
You're watching 446 Sports.
In Central Louisiana, you might see me at the ballparks or soccer fields, or we might cross paths at the grocery store. I'm your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, your local expert when it comes to protecting what you love and depend on. I'm Jason Hawk. Learn more about how Farm Bureau insurance can save you time and money. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK and let me help you protect your biggest investments. Real service, real people. Farm Bureau Insurance.
It looks like we actually have a Lanyap Home Care pitch and change here for the Eagles. Looks like J.D. Shelton's in. J.D. Shelton's on for Gavin Hilton, which would put Hilton. Actually, Hilton's gonna. He went to the bench, so Cohen LaRue's going to stay in shortstop, and Trey Curley at second base, and Gavin Hilton will take a break here for a little bit. So.
He'll come after that.
Boss man here, Ronnie Rand's telling me about the innings. So we're at the top of the 5th here.
And you got to clear your bases.
Yeah, clear my bases here. Here we go. This is what I get for visiting. I don't usually get to visit like this, Ronnie. So,
well, this will be my last half inning with you guys, and then I'm going to go eat some good grub thanks
Some
to the
pork loin
Menard High.
sandwiches is what I
Oh,
got.
that's good. There we go. I like that. Had a little Lou and Lars today. That
Nice,
brought me back,
nice.
man. I used to crush Lou and Lars and then go to Shipley's drive-thru and get a donut for dessert. That was my go-to meal.
Wow.
Might have been why I gained some 20 pounds my senior year in Menard.
so yeah, Blue and Lores is under new ownership now, and they've done a lot of renovations there, and they're actually about to put one in Pineville, Ronnie. shot coming out here to Case Butterfield.
I will say I didn't like the shrimp po' boy as much as I used to because if you remember, they used to butterfly it.
Yes.
Right? They would
Yes.
flatten that shrimp.
Yes.
That was the key.
Yeah, yeah.
And now it's just, the big balled up shrimp. I mean, let's pound it a little bit, Lou and Law. Let's go back to retro. Let's ask the old timers what they like. And they like that butterfly shrimp. It was good.
That was good. Yeah.
The bread's still amazing, though.
Yes, it is. And they actually batter the chicken a little bit now. So
okay.
Some people like it. Some people
it was
don't.
the broasted. Huh?
Yeah,
that was the broasted chicken back then.
That's right. So J.D. Shelton here, number 19. He's a freshman. So the pitcher here that's on for the Eagles now, and his I think third appearance that we've seen him, and going to be exciting to see. This team has 14 seniors, Ronnie. So
wow,
not many shot here coming right this direction, but that's going to be Riverside Hospital.
Well, we've
foul ball.
seen a few youngsters here this evening, right? We got this young man from Menard as a freshman. Anacoco started an 8th grader.
Right. So, and I know you're about to get some of these, but we definitely appreciate it. Appreciate you coming and talking to the guys. Appreciate you taking your time out of your schedule. I know you're busy. You have a lot of things going on.
I got a chance to visit with the team before the game, and obviously it's great facilities that they have now with the locker room and the players' lounge. And did I say a ping pong table in there maybe or something? I don't know. It's pretty good stuff.
So we got to mess with Coach during Terry Matthews about when Marcus come back and talk to him. So what do the kids do now? They don't drag the field. They don't tend the mound.
Right.
What do they do?
Right.
We used to have drag the water hose. I don't have a water hose anymore either. So.
Look, it's funny. Over with the Baton Rouge Rougarou, we it's a natural field. We play at Pete Goolsby Field downtown. It's a 70-year-old ballpark. It was started in the Evangeline League back in the 50s, and it's where Baton Rouge Community College plays. It's right by the state capitol, and it's a great old ballpark, and the field's actually in really good shape. Thomas Semino is the head coach at Baton Rouge Community College who takes care of it. But we have a tarp, and in the summertime, obviously, it rains or threatens to rain just about every day, and so. Our players, we got to put the tarp on, got to take the tarp off, got to roll it up. So our players and our interns, many of which go to high schools, and a lot of our players are from Texas. And so, there are high schools over there. They've never tarped a field. They've never taken care of a field. They don't even know.
Yeah.
We have to teach them everything.
Yeah,
this is nice over here.
The starting shortstop, his dad is I'll tell you here in just a second. He wanted me. There's a Sabine State Bank strikeout there for J.D. Shelton. You emceed a home run derby a few years back here at Johnny Downs, and diapers. I think it was diapers for I forgot what it was exactly, but Waylon LaRue was the man who put it on, and you're going to see him at the porch there.
Okay.
His son is a senior now, number 18 here at shortstop. Wow. Okay, and these guys participated in that home run derby.
That was
contest.
a little league, like the little kids.
Yep,
huh?
yep. They were all in like 8th grade.
Wow,
and they participated in.
I think they were younger than that because that's been a few years.
It might have been. So J.D. Shelton with 2 strikeouts. No, they just showed with a strikeout and a 1-3 right there for the third out. So
enjoyed it, fellas.
Ronnie, thank
Enjoyed
you
it,
very
fellas.
much.
Thank y'all very much for the hospitality. Good talking.
Hi, I'm Kimberly Harrell, Certified Residential Appraiser. I am currently a leading provider of appraisal services for mortgage lending, employee relocation, estate planning, and community property settlements. My experience in real estate over the past 13 years and currently serving as president of the Greater Central Louisiana Realtors Association has given me a clear understanding of the real estate world and the ever-changing market we live in today. For any of your valuation needs, give me, Kimberly Harrell, a call.
BK Distributors is proud to support high school athletics on 446 Sports. BK is the one-stop shop for trophies, banners, awards, letter jackets, and just about anything award-related. And now, welcome BK Apparel and BK Promotions to the family for all your spirit apparel needs and anything you need to brand your business. When you think of anything you need with your name on it, think BK. Check them out on Facebook or at bkdistrib.com. BK Distributors, Apparel and Promotions in Pineville.
And we're back, and boy, we've got some big shoes to fill right here. Case Butterfield up the bat with Ben Wade and the X-Mark on deck circle. So, boy, what a
treat, man.
Yeah, what a treat that was. All the stories that we get to hear, and Case with the shot here to center field. Let's see what's going to happen. Looks like, did he catch it?
Can't see the
Can't
call
tell.
yet.
Nobody's keep going, Case. Keep going, Case. So it's
He's
there's
not
a no
out.
catch
He's got to
there.
make a tag. You better get on the back, Case.
Very interesting play there.
I'm not
So-
sure. No, the home plate umpire made the call, though. So.
Wow. How did the home plate?
I don't know, but that's.
Whoa.
Yeah.
And I'm looking over here at third base, Coach, to see if that was if Coach Jordan, but that's actually Coach Brad Turney here at third base now. But a very interesting play there for the first out of the bottom of the fifth. Ronnie's not here to keep me in line, so we'll reset here.
Actually, get back to baseball here.
Yeah, Ben.
But that was great.
That was.
You know, I grew up knowing who Ronnie Rance was. Like I told him, I actually saw you play football before I ever saw you play baseball. And, of course, that was a bad memory because Pickering put it on him. But yeah, I knew who Ronnie Rance was then. I obviously watched him going up through to LSU and know the personality that he is with the broadcast for LSU. And
Ben Wade here to the third baseman. See if Ben can run that out. Oh, boy, that's two questionable ones here to start this inning. But that is the second out for the Eagles. And man, what a start here for this in this inning. So maybe we need to bring Brownie back.
Yeah,
So,
right.
But no, we have had a treat since we've been here. We had the Terry Matthews family and the players and teammates and really enjoyed that. And now we've had Ronnie Rance and just really enjoyed this. And a couple of things that he is involved with is the Rougarou in the summer. That seems like a lot of fun. They make every game an event. But if you have not been to Natchitoches to the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame, that's a shot there by Nate Bilbo, straight up the middle there for a single. So Nate's going to be on with a 2-out single here. Good job, Nate. But it is fantastic. It's a lot of fun. Marlene and I went up there a few years back. Our oldest, Tyler, actually lives a block from there. Beautiful building, a lot of good restaurants right there around. And sometimes you don't realize how many great athletes have come through the state of Louisiana.
Sure. Of course, I didn't get to put my plug in. I should have asked for an invite to play in the tournament.
That's right. So they're having a tournament here, and I'm sure we'll stay in touch with him about that. Also, he has tickets to the Savannah Bananas. That's strike one. Boy, it takes him a long time to call a strike, Danny. So that's 0-1 here to
Gavin?
No, it's Jaden. Jaden, but Gavin on
Jaden,
the X mark. No, I'm sorry. Gavin's not in anymore. So it's
That's right.
It's who is batting now? Oh, there's a shot
Gavin.
here.
This is
Jaden.
Jaden.
Yeah, this is Jaden. But who's on deck? Guess we'll get to see the next inning, won't we? Who came in because Gavin was replaced by J.D. Shelton at pitcher. So
get it straight for you.
Yeah, we will. You're watching 446 Sports.
In central Louisiana, you might see me at the ballparks or soccer fields, or we might cross paths at the grocery store. I'm your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, your local expert when it comes to protecting what you love and depend on. I'm Jason Hawk. Learn more about how Farm Bureau insurance can save you time and money. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK and let me help you protect your biggest investments.
All right, welcome back to the Eagles Nest here in the top of the sixth inning, where your Eagles are winning 6-0. After that, there was no runs in that last inning. Who's up to bat, Danny?
We got 7, 8, 9. Wilson, Welch, and Mayo.
All right, so Rodney Wilson up here, and And Dustin Welch, your next mark on deck circle.
I'm
And
going to have to go make a visit to the visiting opponent's sideline after the game. I think the shortstop, the number 5 hole hitter, I think he's the son of a guy that I grew up and playing ball with.
Okay. That'd be Caleb Taylor?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
I don't know if did you do any 4-H when you was in did y'all have any 4-H?
Yeah, yeah, we did. No.
Did I don't know who this like the regional sponsor, Cleve Weisgerber.
Okay.
You know the name?
Name sounds familiar.
Okay, I think it's his daughter's son.
Okay.
She married James.
Ball one there to Rodney. So
Wilson's 0 for 1 with putting the game with a strikeout in the 3rd inning.
Ball 2 there, and like I said, I guess I need to watch the screen is what I need to do. So just see what the signal is, because it's hard to see from here what he's calling.
Besides being late.
Yeah, that looked like it was outside. So it's gonna be ball 3. Come on, JD, let's get him. I know you got a 6-run lead, but let's bear down here and get him. So, and man, it's just me and you now.
That's right.
No Doug, no Ronnie, but we have enjoyed tonight. We've enjoyed the season thus far. That's ball 4 there. So
that first base runner for the Indians.
Wow.
So Ronnie can talk.
Yes.
Of course, that's why he's doing the job he is.
That's correct.
You know.
That's correct.
So, but yeah, I enjoyed the game yesterday. I got to listen to him and Lynn call the LSU game, and just a wealth of baseball knowledge between those two, and charisma. You know, we got to get there. We'll get there.
Ooh, they cut up, don't they?
Yeah.
They definitely cut up, and it's something that's very interesting is like what he said. He said that what happens between what's said between innings is is interesting. So, but
the Lynnisms.
Yeah, and look, the Lynnisms on camera on on live air is something I can only imagine what they're saying after. Oh, Ben Wade back.
Got him.
Got him.
That pick.
So, excuse me, Green Garden Nursery back pick there, pick off by Ben Wade. Great job on the courtesy runner there. And, boy, I wish I could see Ben's excitement after the play. But we did get it on camera, so that eliminates their first. You said their first runner.
First runner, yep.
So, and that was actually a ball there. So ball 1 here. Welch is up the bat now. That's a shot there going to. Oh boy, I jinxed that, didn't I? To right field there.
We didn't. We didn't jinx it because we didn't say it.
That's right. That's correct.
But now we can say it.
That's correct.
First hit of the game for the Indians.
Yep. So had a no-hit bid going there between Gavin.
Gavin's 4 innings he gave up. He faced the minimum with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Ks, and JD pitched the minimum in the last inning. Gave up a first base runner earlier, and now our first hit. So settle down, just throw now.
Yeah.
Boy, I kind of feel bad for the courtesy runner there. He looked like maybe a 8th grader, 9th grader, young, and he's not probably don't see that a lot.
No, Ben does a great job at that, and Drake does as well.
Yep. So we used to have me and in college, the catcher. We would. I played third base mostly, some shortstop whenever the shortstop pitched a little bit, but we'd have some communication. And I'd talk to Drake about it at one point, and they said, yeah, they got something. But me and my catcher would be, we touched the bill of the hat. I was staying put, and I wouldn't even go to the base. When I went to the back of my hat, I was breaking to third whenever he caught the pitch. And we got a couple picks back picks like that.
Yeah, it's interesting. With the golly, I don't know where that one missed, but ball 4 there. So now we have runner on first and second. Yeah, so we have 2 walks and a hit in the last 3 at bats. The last 3 batters here for Anacoco. And don't let their record and this result right to this point fool you. This Anacoco team is going to they're going to go a long way. They're a quality team. Like I said, just got back 5 players from their basketball team. So they're going to win some games going this way. Here's a shot to Nate. Oh. First one we've seen eat him up here, but so that's going to put runners on first. Their bases loaded here, and JD's got to dig deep here. It looks like Coach Scully's going to come out and talk to him. And
He got caught in between there. It was one of those plays where you either got to back up and take it up on the big hop or come catch it on the short hop, and he kind of let it come in and handcuff him.
Gotcha. And of course, we talked last night, and we have tonight's game with Opelousas Catholic on Wednesday, and then a doubleheader against Pickering here for district, first 2 games of district. So
Weather permitting.
Weather permitting. So I know Coach Jordan would really like to save some arms tonight.
Yeah.
So hopefully JD can get out of this. But if there's a defensive team here that can get you out of this, it's the Menard defense that can roll double play here pretty quick. So now Coach Scully's going back to the dugout. So JD's going to stay in here. And
A little tough luck there. I mean, he threw the pitch he wanted to throw to get the ground ball. Just a little misplayed.
Number 7 here, Danny, is Godwin. That one's gone.
Go home.
There.
You got him. Turned it
play.
away. 5, 2, 3.
Excellent job there. Like we called it.
That's
we
right.
called it if there's one team in this area that has the defense to do that. So J.D. Hilton gets out. What you have, Danny?
They had no runs on 1 hit. No, 2. I'm sorry, 1 hit and 3 runners left on base. Coming up for your Eagles, 9-1-2, Hilton, Scott, and LaRue.
You're watching 446 Sports.
There are some things in life you can fix, and some things are better left to the professionals. When your vehicle has transmission problems, what will you do? Go where you know.
Go where you know, Certified Transmission.
Time for our red, white, and cool summer event at Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Right now, you can save on a new energy saving system. No money down, 0% interest, and no payments till June 2024. Call Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing or visit us online.
In Central Louisiana, you might see me at the ballparks or soccer fields, or we might cross paths at the grocery store. I'm your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, your local expert when it comes to protecting what you love and depend on. I'm Jason Hawk. Learn more about how Farm Bureau insurance can save you time and money. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK and let me help you protect your biggest investments. Real service, real people. Farm Bureau Insurance.
R-O-U.
All right, we're back at the Eagles Nest here, and looks like they have a new pitcher. Anacoco has a new pitcher. We'll try to get his number here for that Lanyap Home Care pitching change here. Yeah, trying to take care of a customer from a day job. Ronnie's got some Savannah Banana tickets available, and one of my customers, Clegg's Nursery down in Baton Rouge, has been looking for some. So I'm asking if I can share his information. Maybe we can get him some get him some tickets there. So looks like so JD's batting. Okay, so we have JD in for JD's batting number 9 now for Gavin. So it's just a straight change there. Yeah. So JD's in with Cooper Scott and your X mark on deck circle. And like I said, first pitch from your new pitcher from Anacoco to JD. It's like ball 1. Nope. He called a strike. Okay.
I kind of figured him out. If you don't make the move at all, that's a strike.
I got you.
He'll call the ball pretty quick.
So this is number 3, Danny. I just zoomed in. That's a ball there. So number 3 is Riley Hayes, excuse me. And Ronnie was talking about Gavin and wanted his measurables, and this young man looks like he's about the same size as Gavin.
Of course, that's another one of those schools that, like where I grew up, if you're in the, of course, Grace, if you're in the K through 12 branch there at the school, you can compete as a 7th and 8th grader. And we talked about the 8th grader. Good pitch by the young man.
So that's first out of the inning here for your Eagles. J.D. Shelton goes down swinging. So,
but 7th and 8th graders can participate in varsity sports, and they had an 8th grader starting for them.
Yes.
And this kid, I'm not, just based off size, looks like he could be a younger kid.
Cooper Scott up the bat with Conan LaRue and the X mark on deck circles, ball 1. What's Coop done tonight, Danny?
Cooper is 1 for 3 tonight with the double in the last inning, and he's been on base with an error and struck out in the first inning.
Wow, he actually moved on that one, Danny. I'm surprised. So 2-0 here.
Break the streak. I'm not sure if it's how many games in a row, but he's probably been hit in the last 4.
So we asked him last night what his favorite part of the game is, and running bases. So which we get that after seeing him. So he has a stolen base tonight as well. 2-1 here to Coop. See if he can't pick JD up here.
Let him stay hot in the top of the lineup here. Foul ball.
Riverside Hospital foul ball there over to Fieldhouse. Cooper Scott now it's 2-2. 1 out here. We're in the bottom of the 6th already. Of course, good company and good food usually, makes for a good time, but good baseball. We have the trifecta tonight. Ooh, good eye, Coop. I thought that one.
Yeah,
I thought that one got him.
Close to take. Anacoco, Vernon Parish, very familiar with them. They were always in our district growing up. Real proud sports program.
Ooh. Run Coop there up. So Hayes has 2 strikeouts.
Ks.
2 Ks in his first inning here of work. Tell you what, Danny, Anacoco also has a great track and field program.
Well, their sports all around is usually solid. Back in my day or my brother's day, and the Reese brothers and Tracy, the youngest one, was a phenomenal basketball players. They could, you talk about small gyms, they would fill up a gym with people just come watch them play. That was, of course, I think Nikita Honeybun Wilson at Leesville went on to LSU, but the Reese, and of course that's the Reese. They played baseball at LSU and basketball at LSU.
Okay, Doug was talking about him earlier.
Yeah, he's the son of I think the middle brother Edward.
Okay.
But and then going up when we got up, it was always a good battle in baseball, basketball. And like you said, of course, they didn't have track back in my day, but they added the track program and have flourished with that. Hard hit ball, middle for Cohen.
Signal there to the center fielder for Cohen. LaRue, good job there with a 2-out hit. So they were our basically our regional rival for Grace.
Okay.
And distance program, but also had good field events. Yep. We would kind of get them in the sprints, and one year we would win the regional championship, and we'd host it. Then the next year they would. So for 6 years that Tyler ran, we got very familiar with South Beauregard because they would use their track to and then they used Leesville one time. So we have Michael Henry. Yep, Michael Henry in now for that's in for Carter Marcantel. Yep. So Michael Henry first at bat in a long time. So see what Michael can do here. He was on the he was on the post game show with us Saturday, and good visit with him. Yeah, Danny was back at the river boiling crawfish, which according to the picture Miss Becky sent, they were not any good at all, just for the record, because we haven't had any yet.
I'll say this. What a difference a week makes. Look at the prices for crawfish, and they're going down $1 a pound.
I tell you, that's the one thing about the McNanos, and I actually get this from the Lambright side, so we get this from my wife's side, is we try not to buy them until after Easter. I know it's tough, but that's...
I typically don't, but...
You didn't have to pay for them.
I didn't have to pay for them. It was a special event.
That's right.
They usually got to get down to less than $3 a pound before I start paying for crawfish, live anyway.
So we have a contact out of Bunkie that we usually get them for $50 a sack later in the season. So and they're really good crawfish.
Count on Michael.
Good eye there, Mike. Draws that walk. So now we have runners on first and second. We got LaRue on second, Michael Henry on first. Good walk there, and boy, that brings up Drake Aldridge and. See if we can.
Drake needs to get something going.
Yes.
He's hit ball hard now twice, but he's 0 for 3 for tonight. Line out to first base, fly to right field, and hit the 6-4-3 double play last inning.
It is time for Drake to find his inner Case Butterfield and put one over here by the perch. It is time.
You know, I'll say this, Drake, and he's proven to be accurate with his pitch selection. That he talked about it earlier in the year. He likes to drive the ball up the middle. Looks for a pitch middle way and likes to drive it that way, and he hasn't really pulled a lot. So,
Drake, listen to the play-by-play guy and hit the ball over my head over here. just humor me. Nah, this would but yeah, he would. Matter of fact, you missed it on Saturday, the second game. Everybody else was kind of pulling the ball, and Drake was hitting it to right center and right field, and had a really good game against Iowa.
Yeah.
Riverside Hospital foul ball. But that's one thing Coach LaRue, and by the way, I probably should not say this on air, but he did a great job.
Does he need to take my job?
Nope. No, we're not going there. We're not going there, but he did do a very good job.
I listened to most of it on the way. Y'all did. Yeah. He did really well. Got a lot of baseball stuff. Of course, he's a coach.
Right.
I was never in the coaching capacity in baseball. I played a lot of it, but I never coached. So you got to hear a lot of the coach speak.
Yeah.
From Coach LaRue.
Yeah, so we'll, with third headset out here that Ronnie was on, we'll, Doug lets us use. We'll try to get Waylon out here a little bit.
I don't know if his porch crew's going to let him go because he's the cook for the most part, right?
Well, I don't know if he's that or if he's just the one that tells him to do everything. But and he's going to enjoy hopefully going back and, we could actually talk about him because he doesn't ever talk about him going back and watching these, so I don't know what's wrong with him. But look, this is on 446 Sports on YouTube, Facebook. Like, subscribe, share this. Just a great thing that Doug Gann has brought to the area with the help of Chuck Perkins and many people. Your Menards, Tom Boucher. We've had Rich Dupree and Nathan Martin and Robert Anderson at Pineville, Chuck, and I'm Billy at Tioga, for football, and then us out here now for Menard baseball and ball four. So he can't hit it over the perch if they don't give him anything to hit. But
Case is up, and he has proven that he can do that.
Yes, that's right. That's right. So, and they'll listen to Cohen. Maybe Cohen's telling them to just hit it over everybody. They won't listen to me, but. Bases loaded, 2 outs, bottom of the 6th. Your Eagles winning 6-0 over the Anacoco Indians. And
pitcher started out 2 strikeouts, and now he's worked himself into a jam. Can't really looking like he's really missed his release point right now, but
got that one. That was a good pitch there. So
communication going on out here.
Yeah, there is. It got quiet, didn't it? Or was it just because I wasn't running my mouth? So 0-1 here to Case Butterfield. Ben Wade and your X mark on deck circle is ball 1. So 1-1. And
Case is 1 for 2 on the night. He had the single in the start things off in the second inning and scored a run, and then he walked. And then third inning, and he flew out to center field last time.
1-1 pitch. A little high from. He called it. Wow.
I could hear that one.
Did you?
Yep. So, see if Case can help the RBI total here and put a ball in play and scores a couple more runs.
Bases loaded. 1-2. Case Butterfield up the bat. The pitch from Hayes. Boy, it's quiet. It's quiet, Coach.
It's unusual.
I know.
You don't hear the umpires.
I know. Can't hear anything.
You can't hear the fans. It's usually likes to make the calls.
That's right.
That pitch didn't look too much different than the other one, but
beautiful night though. I can tell you that.
There's a drive.
Yep, that's a base hit there. Going to land right in front. That's going to score 2. Nope, wasn't going to score 1.
We're going to hold up Michael here.
Yep. So station to station. Never get the third out at home. That's the way it's
Well,
No?
it's the first or third out at third base is what you don't want
Okay.
to avoid.
Okay, gotcha.
But yeah, no, I mean knowing your runners there, Coach held Michael up. So
Yep. Ben Wade up to bat now with Nate Bilbo in your X mark on deck circle, and we're getting everything kind of in order here, Danny. I appreciate you keeping the book while we were visiting, and man, I kind of feel bad. I'm gonna have to.
kind of hope some of that rubs off of Ronnie's charisma there.
I'll tell you.
Of course, I just don't have the stories that he's got. You know?
Have you heard? Oh, there's a Riverside Hospital foul ball there. Have you heard him do the Maneri?
Yeah.
You've heard him do the Maneri? Him and Jacques Doucet from Baton Rouge Sports. Man, they would get on the Matt Moscona show, and if you weren't looking at them, you wouldn't even know. You'd think it was Skip and Maneri because Jacques does a good Bertman as well, but they just have a lot of fun. And
Sean Ochinko does a.
Sean Ochinko's the best Maneri. You're right. Boy, yeah. That was, and Lloyd Courtney, who was on our on the broadcast. He's the producer of Mic'd Up, where Ochinko comes on with those guys and cuts up, and they just have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And,
Ben's 1 for 3 on the night, singled and scored in the second, flew out to center field and grounded to third. Bases loaded still.
Mm-hmm. Pitch here from Hayes, the 0-1 pitch. Another Riverside Hospital foul ball there. Goes by JD. No, I'm sorry, Nate Bilbo. JD's and no, Jaden Williams is after Bilbo. I'm just getting all confused here. I'm just
Well, there was not a lot of lineup talk in the first part.
That's
of this,
right.
but, again,
That's right.
It was very enjoyable.
Getting kind of spoiled, man. We're gonna have to try to figure out who we're gonna have on. Who's gonna be next? But our guests have been great. 0-2 pitch. I heard the ball there, so it's kind of high there. So 1-2. Like I said, Anacoco comes in at 3 and 4, 16 in the power ratings for Division 5 non-select. Pitch here, but a battle there. Riverside Hospital foul ball by Ben.
And you always, I know growing up, we had to do the same. You always had to kind of try to schedule your baseball games knowing that you're not going to have your basketball players.
Right.
So, you maybe tried to front load yours with some opponents that were, you can be competitive with without your basketball players. But like Ronnie talked about, you mentioned it. They're gonna win a lot of games, and they're gonna be competitive.
Yeah,
in
and
Class B.
And they've played 7, and of course I think they played Saturday because they were 3 and 3 going into the weekend.
Right.
So where most teams by now, for example, Menards played 12.
Right.
It's their 13th game. So yeah, you're talking about, they made their schedule to where it's backloaded more. And smaller schools do this, like you're talking about.
Got away, but not far enough.
Yep, good work there. Good eye by Ben, and good work by Mike.
Good read.
Yep, good read.
There might have been a few other players that would have took off, but Michael, knowing his abilities and getting a good read, said he'd stay.
2-2 now to Ben. Hayes still on the bump here. Second pitcher of the night for the Indians. Danny, what's about an hour and 45 minutes, hour 30 minutes, hour and 45 minutes to Anacoco from here?
Probably less than that.
Less than that, okay.
Probably, because I can get from here to the river from in about an hour and 20 minutes, and
Okay.
and that's I go through Anacoco, so
Okay.
probably less than an hour.
Okay. Oh, really?
Here,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So not a
I
bad
mean,
ride.
Leesville and then just 8-10 miles
Yeah.
up 171.
Of course, you don't. Of course, coming from Woodworth, where I'm at, we had another. Oh, that's a shot there. Second base to the first baseman there. Touch back. So it's going to retire to side. What do we have, Danny?
So we had 1 run on 2 hits with 2 runners left on base. And coming up for the Anacoco Indians will be Scott, Thompson, and Taylor.
You're watching 446 Sports. And we're back to Eagles Nest here on the campus of Holy Savior Menard in Alexandria, Louisiana, and top of the 7th inning. So last chance for the Indians to score 7 runs and try to get this to extras, but we'll see if J.D. Shelton can't shut them down here.
Broke up the no-hit bid for the team, no-hit bid last inning, but J.D. come in and pitched well so far.
Yep, man, this it's a big guy here, number 12, which Kyle Scott. Must be something about the Scott name.
Right.
Wonder if they're cousins, relatives, or by any chance. But yep, Kyle Scott up here at bat, and Luke Thompson in your X mark on deck circle. J.D. Shelton still on the bump for your Eagles. Pitch.
Well hit.
Shot back here.
Like Cooper lost it in the lights a little bit.
Yeah.
Paused trying to get to it.
So Kyle Scott lines one to Cooper Scott, and actually have Jay Guillory in center field now.
Okay.
Looks like.
So.
Yep. Jay came in for Jaden. So now we have Luke Thompson at the bat with Caleb Taylor, next mark on deck circle.
See if we can get a ground ball base hit.
2 base hits in a row off of Shelton. So
Thought that was might have been where Cohen could have got to it and rolled the double play.
So JD's going to have to, of course, he got out of the bind earlier,
Yep.
so he's going to dig deep here. And this one, this now is Caleb Taylor with, give me the last name on the, because I pronounced it wrong.
Jernigan?
Jernigan, yep. With Gallon Jernigan in your X mark on deck circle.
Still just trying to throw strikes here, JD. Runners don't matter. Get the batter.
I don't know if they're going to let that happen again, but hey, it's worth a shot, isn't it? So it's ball 1, right, Danny?
Ball 2.
Ball 2, okay. See on your out of your A&A pitch cam, J.D. Shelton here with the pitch.
Another hard hit ball. That's base hit on the right side.
3 hits in a row. Let's see if Cooper's going to come up running here. Throwing here. Hits the cutoff man there, which is Drake Aldridge. So now bases loaded with no outs. Not making this one easy, but
good piece of hitting from in Anacoco so far. Just not doing too much. Putting the ball in play.
If anything, confidence booster here going into the next game here.
No action in the pen yet for.
Guess that's a ball.
Yeah. No action in the pen for the Eagles right now.
Dingers for diapers was the home run derby that he
finally came to you.
Yes,
hit you.
It hit me.
The light bulb went off. It's a good pitch.
Could he called that one strike?
I think so. No, he did not.
No, he did not. Jeez.
Wow.
Come on, Blue. Center fielder said it was a strike, so it's got to be a strike. So 2-0 here.
That's what you and looked like to me. What you and Coach LaRue was talking about of the river the other day. That looked like it was close enough to the plate that it could have got called.
Yeah, and the guy the other day, he preferred the Mississippi.
Yeah.
He didn't like Sabine. He liked the east side of the plate. He did not like the west side of the plate. So bases loaded here. 2-1. Count. And again.
Go again? No.
Yeah.
He was there.
Could see that one from here. Kind of got him about the waist. So that's 3 or
that's 3-1. 3-1.
All right, JD. Let's focus on y'all focus on this batter here. Let's get a double play
another
here.
one of those. I mean, they've had 3 base hits in a row, but they put the ball in play. You can make them earn it. Don't give it to them. Walked in a run. See if we'll have a visit. Yeah, we got a visit coming here.
Coach Scully, Coach Scully coming out to visit.
Little shook.
This game review here, and then we'll
settle down.
Screen.
This is relax. We still got 6-run lead. Let's just throw strikes and get out of it.
Yeah, and that was a really good time to talk about our sponsors, Danny. We have a certified transmission title sponsor, Dell They'll more over there. Riverside Hospital, Amy Grimes. You have a choice for your health care. Choose Riverside. Exmark Sin-Law dealers. 8 dealers in this area. Go get an Exmark mower from one of them. It's the time of the year. Grass is growing. In fact, I need to mow my yard now, so go see.
I probably won't be long before I have to go see.
Go see one of your Sin-Law dealers for Exmark. Green Gardens Nursery. We've heard their name tonight. Donna and Steve Wade. You know, with the parents of Ben, our catcher, and we'll get back to our sponsors here after this. Bases loaded, no outs. So see
It's
if
the
JD
pitcher that came in.
See if JD gets his Hayes at the bat. Riverside Hospital foul ball there with Hayes is at the bat with Dustin Welch in the Exmark on deck circle. JD didn't like that ball, so first one this inning he's been ahead of, right, Danny?
Yeah.
So good start there. Maybe coach getting him settled down. So still think Ronnie's visiting at the porch. So
yeah.
So.
He had to go somewhere, but they must have got him up there getting feeding him some food. And
yeah. So Bean State Bank, Jason Tarver, appreciate Jason. LA Land Bank, Robert Crotty, appreciate Robert's support here at 446 Sports.
Ground ball
here, so we can't get a tag there. There's one.
Oh, pulled him off the bag.
Oh, yeah, threw the ball, so it's going to score 2 runs actually.
Error there.
Yeah, I don't think Coach Jordan's going to like how sloppy this one's ending, but did get one out there. You got to get the first one before you get the other 2. So Welch up the bat now with Dylan Mayo in your Exmark on deck circle. If Dylan still, it looks like number 16 still in the game here. 1 out now. 7-3, Eagles ahead of the Indians. Riverside Hospital foul ball there for strike 1.
Welch was one that singled last inning. He broke up the no-hit bid, and he's 1 for 2 on the night. Struck out in the 3rd, singled in the 6th.
And Magnolia Construction, Chris Nalbanian with our perch out here. Appreciate his support. That's a good pitch there. Yep, 0-2 here. Or is it 1-2?
It's 0-2.
Yep, didn't clear it from the last one there. So A&A Club for our pitch cam that you're
doing
right now.
Too.
It does. It really does. So appreciate those guys' support.
A little nubber.
Play there.
We can roll this one slow.
Curly to
just couldn't get it out. I mean, it was a slow hit ball. Cohen had to wait back a little bit on it. You run in, that's an awkward throw to. If you run in, you almost got to go to first with it. So he wait back. Got the lead runner.
Yeah, 6-4 there with the put out, and it was LaRue to Curly. Like I said, like Danny said, the slow ground ball there off the bat of that was Welch. Yep, Mayo up the bat here. See if we can retire him.
I'd like to do this before we turn the lineup over.
Ball one there. South of the Four-Way Catering, helping us get started. The man who introduced us to Menard baseball, Waylon LaRue, appreciate him.
Good pitch.
And the whole porch crew.
Yep.
I mean, those guys have fed us every game. I mean, I was talking to Eddie Butterfield this morning, and man, they've just welcomed us like family. I mean, anything we've asked, not that we're very demanding, but they've been great. So, good pitch
I
there.
want to thank Coach Marks for opening the program up to us. You know, he's been nothing but accommodating with access to the players and to him and to his assistant coaches, Coach Turning, Coach Scully.
Are you reading my notes?
No, I'm sorry.
Good job, man. That's exactly what I was going to say.
We hadn't done that enough yet.
You're right.
Thank him for that.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Added that to my sheet here because you're right. Because without the players, without the coaches, and them allowing us
to do what we're here for, spotlight these players, to showcase them.
Yep, Coach Perkins and Mr. Gatlin,
We can't say too much about his judgment.
Who are we talking about now?
Coach Marks.
Oh, okay, I was fixing to say, man, but don't say that whenever I'm talking about the athletic director principal.
No, I'm talking about Coach Marks and his decision to allow Doug to talk him into the hot wing challenge.
Yes, yes. Riverside Hospital foul ball there to Nate Bilbo. So, now it's 2-2, right? Oh, 3-2. 3-2. I missed a ball there when we were talking. But, yeah, I mean, just being able to be a part of that show last night was a lot of fun. And, boy, you know Doug's going to try to make things happen. Good pitch there. Sabine State Bank strikeout. Eagles win. Eagles win. We're going to go to break now. When we get back, we're going to try to give some stats and talk about this victorious Menard Eagle team. You're watching 446 Sports.
In Central Louisiana, you might see me at the ballparks or soccer fields, or we might cross paths at the grocery store. I'm your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, your local expert when it comes to protecting what you love and depend on. I'm Jason Hall. Learn more about how Farm Bureau Insurance can save you time and money. So talk to Hall at 318-791-HAWK and let me help you protect your biggest investments. Real service, real people. Farm Bureau Insurance.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
Time for our red, white, and cool summer event at Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Right now, you can save on a new energy saving system. No money down, 0% interest, and no payments till June 2024. Call Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing or visit us online.
At Certified Transmission, you can count on our certified mechanics with over 35 years experience to get your vehicle fixed right and get you back on the road.
Got transmission problems? Go where you know. Certified Transmission.
And we're back at Eagles Nest here, and Danny's going to update us on the box score, and take it away, Danny.
The final box score for your Anacoco Indians, 3 runs on 4 hits, and they had 2 errors. The Holy Savior Menard Eagles, they had 7 runs on 7 hits and 2 errors. Cohen LaRue led the way, going 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs. And Case Butterfield also went 2 for 3 and an RBI. On the mound tonight, boy, what a well-pitched game from Gavin Hilton. He threw 53 pitches, had 5 strikeouts, picked up the win, pitched 4 innings, no-hit baseball. Then J.D. Shelton come in, pitched well, pitched 3 innings, gave up 4 hits, 3 runs on 4 hits, and he had 2 strikeouts. But, yeah, good win for the Eagles, good statistics from the team tonight, and picked up first win for the week. Go heading into Appaloosas Catholic on Wednesday and Pickering on Thursday. Out comes Coach Marks and Gavin, as we suspected.
Yep, getting them heading this way. I appreciate these guys taking their time, and of course, obviously after a victory, it's a lot easier. It's I'm learning the trick to the trade here, Danny.
Okay,
So I can stay on them. I'm keeping the pitch cam, the A&A pitch cam there, so I can make sure that I'm not zooming in, zooming out too much. So see if we get them here. So. Who's gonna go first? All right, so we're.
Can you hear us?
Gotcha.
All right, Coach. Well, first things first. Before we even talk about this, you've got to go back and watch this. Ronnie Rance was on for 5 innings, and what a treat that was for him to come talk to the boys. Talk to about Ronnie.
Ronnie's an alumni. We love him. Every time he comes to town, we hope he comes to stop by and talk to the guys, because anything he has to say, we listen to it. He learned from the best. Skip Berkman's one of the best coaches ever, in college ball, if not the greatest of all time. And so he's got a lot of words of wisdom from him. And so anytime Ronnie comes, we welcome him here.
Yeah, and he answered the phone and didn't bat an eye coming out here. So, man, let's talk about this. It's a great win and this team's going to win. This Anacoco team's going to win some games going forward.
Yeah, they're a scrappy ball club. I didn't think hats off to them, first of all, but I didn't think our guys made the adjustment we needed to at the plate. We'll get in the lab tomorrow and fix that before we go to Opelousas Catholic. But anytime you get a win in a home field, especially at a home field, it's good. And that's 3 in a row. That's a win streak.
Yeah. Case and Cohen both went 2 for 3. It's good to see Cohen. Maybe the change in the lineup, moving him up in order, maybe help him some, but good to see Cohen get going, right?
Then no doubt. He's going to see some pitches, especially behind Cooper and in front of Marcantel. So, you don't want to pitch to big Cooper or Marcantel in the 3-hole. So I figure he's going to get some pitches.
Sure.
So
well, we'll talk to Gavin, but about how well he pitched tonight. But we had that. We didn't mention it. We didn't do the jinx.
That's right.
They were talking about it in the dugout. It was a rookie mistake, and so I said, well, we've already said it, so I'm going to somebody else now. I think he was battling a sore arm, so hats off to Gavin, going through some fatigue and some adversity right there and throwing a nice game for us.
Okay. We'll talk to
Coach,
Gavin.
we definitely appreciate you, man.
Hey, man, appreciate you guys.
Yeah,
appreciate all
congratulations
you're
on the
doing.
win.
Thank you.
All right. Step back just – there you go. Can you hear us?
I can.
Excellent, man. Congratulations on the win. No hit bid, and I know unfortunately you were pulled, but hey, talk to us about the first 4 innings you pitched.
It was good. I kind of had a sore arm, so I just kind of took it easy and just focused on strikes. And
what was working for you tonight?
Yeah,
everything.
Everything was good. I was just not trying to throw my hardest, just throw strikes and just let them get ground balls and just let the defense play.
Okay.
Hey, when you pitch. Affect the batting? You feel like you're more locked in when you're at the plate? You feel
I feel like when I pitch, I'm not even caring about hitting at all.
I got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because every single time I've pitched, I haven't got a hit. But every single time I don't pitch, I always get a hit. So it's not like when I'm pitching, though, I'm definitely locked in more than hitting.
Good. So, well, we'll let you go, but you go home, get some ice on your arm, and get ready, and you can worry about playing shortstop for the next few games, and hopefully we'll get some more wins the rest of the week.
Congratulations on the win, man. We appreciate you spending some time with us.
Sure, thank you.
All right, thanks a lot. Have a good night. You as well. All right, Danny. One thing, and I talked about this when we covered Ash football, and I'm gonna talk about it out here too. In a world where the only thing that gets attention, especially for our young adults, our teenagers, is the negativity. We have been introduced to some really nice young men and families, and I appreciate that. And that young man told us, "Have a good evening."
Yeah.
how many 17, 18?
For a lot of them though. We all were, like I said, we're welcomed by Coach Marks and players. They seem to enjoy it, and they're just as polite as they can be. Good gentlemen. So.
Yeah, the other night, Drake, we were hanging out a little bit after, and Drake drives up, and he says, guys, he said, y'all have a good night. Y'all be careful. A 17, 18-year-old telling us to be careful, which obviously means that they're raised by some great parents. But, Danny, let's put a ribbon on this one. Man, like Coach Jordan said, 3-game win streak, and we're on the perch, so I don't think it was the box that got it, but we'll Well, before we go, what you got? What you got before we leave here?
No, well, we're gonna, again, we started. We talked about it last night. This is probably the start of his real season. Played the tough schedule, 5-7, which or 5-7 was it?
Yeah,
5-7
yep.
coming in tonight, and some games we'd like to have back, but for the most part, it was playing a schedule that get us ready for the real season coming up, which is going to be district and building some power points there to get a spot in the playoffs that where the third season, the postseason comes around, and so excited for what's going to happen coming up.
Yeah, we have Wednesday, which we will not be on air because it's away. They're at Opelousas Catholic Wednesday. The game for tomorrow night, the home game for Pickering, has been moved to Thursday, weather permitting. There's going to be a doubleheader at 5 and 7. So the next game that'll be on 446 Sports will be Thursday, 5 o'clock here at the Nest against Pickering, and a doubleheader to start, and that brings district play on. But like I said, your Eagles go down south, about an hour south of here, to play Opelousas Catholic on Wednesday, and we'll be following that on Game Changer, and looking forward to hopefully another victory, 4 in a row. But he's Danny Clear. Doug Gann was here. Ronnie Rance was here. Jumbo Ronnie Rance was here, and I'm Nick Magnano. You all have a good evening. May the Lord bless you.